I don't think I smell like vagina.
God-awful bunch of malcontents. I hope you all kill each other. You can act like a man! What's the matter with you?
Nobody's saying you can't own a gun. Nobody's even saying you can't carry a gun. All we're saying is you can't carry a gun in town.
What is the major problem, do you think?
Too much hormones.
Well, I can't understand none of it. This one begat that one, and that one begat this one, and begat, and lo and behold, someone says some shit to someone or another. Just how retarded are you?
Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme. We're too wild. We're too out of control. We're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Hey, everybody, welcome. Good evening. I'm the coolest guy around. I was plucking my eyebrows before the show. Gay. What's up? You guys don't pluck your eyebrows before you never feel a little funky like a monkey in the eyebrow region and just, you never feel like taking the tweezers and just pulling a few. It's exhilarating. You pull them out, you yank them out of there, pluck, pluck, pluck. Got my eyebrow game on fleek. I got rid of those stragglers. What you gotta do is you gotta just scrub on your eyebrows. You take your fingers and you go, you mess them all up. And whatever's real, you look in the mirror, whatever's really hanging around, whatever's really going off kilter, you just pull those mothers out. And you got good eyebrows. So I felt like when I would go like this, I felt a few that were getting a little unruly. And so before the show, I got a wild hair up my ass, H-A-R-E. And I went up there and started plucking. And, you know, once you pluck, the fun don't stop. So I just kept pulling. And I was pretty happy with the results. I was running out of time. I wanted to get down here. I brought my bowl. We'll explain that in a moment. And look what I did today. Hey, I looked right into it when I turned it on too. I'm fucking blinded. Look at it. It's moving too. I got my light back. You might be wondering, Aaron, how'd you get your light back? I just put some batteries in it. That's all. I mean, you take the batteries out. And you go find some new batteries in your drawer. Everybody's got a drawer in their house, the junk drawer. You go in there, and if you're anything like me, you're incredibly unorganized, and you can't tell which batteries are the good batteries and which batteries are the ones you've taken out of something before. So you have to do a little mixing and matching. But once I got the right fit down, oh my God, look at that. It's going crazy. It's never been like that before. It's never been that bananas. So here's what you might go, Aaron, why did you do all this? Is it because you've missed the goal on 2 out of 3 morning shows this week? No, because this is an evening show and they've been crushing it and they've made up those misses. So I that's not why I did it. Aaron, are you doing it because you're still 35 short of a perfect week today? No, that's not why I did it. It's for a different money-begging reason. Boys and girls, and this may be the last best chance we have for a few weeks. We are only 45 memberships away from 700 on Rumble. So what I want everybody doing is gifting at least one of those memberships tonight. That's why I brought my bowl. We got a little golden shower. I'll pour it in here. We'll drink from the bowl, drink from the bowl. We'll light this bad boy up. I'm in the mood to celebrate. And if you want to go till 9 tonight, I'll go till 9 tonight because I got plenty of shit to talk about. We've got an amazing show for you. Dan Bilzerian is yelling at the Jews right to Harvey Levin's face on TMZ, and Benjamin Netanyahu is screwing everything up for the United States. Per usual, he's staying in character. And if on top of all that, we end up with 700 memberships at the end of the night, I'm going to go Cosmo Kramer shithouse. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh, do we have a great show for you tonight? I'm excited about it. We get to continue our gold digger conversation from earlier this morning. We're getting ready for Oz to be here tomorrow. Oh, man, I just have a really good feeling about this evening. I have to tell you about my meeting I had at about 2 o'clock today. And the meeting went longer than I thought it was going to. But it was with a venture media company who's created a news website that really is doing something pretty wild. And they need a lot of people to pull this off. And this kind of plays on the journalistic background, the training I had in school, and the stuff I was doing down at Minneapolis. So apparently these guys saw the Minneapolis stuff. They also saw some of the viral stuff we've done on Instagram, and they caught some of our show. And they asked if we wanted to basically do a, what do you call that? Not merchandising. When your content, you share it with them, you do a contract for I'm really the guy to negotiate these types of things. I know I'm not going to do a good job with this. Not content share, licensing and distribution. So they're going to they're going to basically be another avenue for our program. And when I'm all done, I'll tell you who it is when we have the T's crossed and the I's dotted and everything. Really good deal. Really excited about it. It allows me to do some things that I haven't done in a long time. That I'm kind of excited. It allows me to kind of branch out a little bit. This show won't change. We will still do this show the way we do this show. This will just allow me to maybe explore some other things that I've been meaning to for a long time. It went very, very well. The guy's great. I didn't get, for those of you who were worried this morning that it would be like, oh, he's going to tell you not to talk about Israel. It's a big news site. And it's really elaborate. I can't wait to tell you about it. But I can still fuck it up. So I don't want to tell you too much right now, but it's they're going to distribute the program. I also get to do some things I've wanted to do, especially since all the protest stuff. So it went very well. It went for like an hour. Of course, when people hear Minnesota, they just, Somalis and fraud, and your guys' state is a real shithole, and you're just like, oh. So you can't really avoid that. I mean, he was down in Florida, and he's like, oh, yeah, here in Florida, we just voted to ban Sharia law, but you guys are importing it at record numbers. Yeah, it's Minnesota. How you doing? No, it's not the Daily Wire. It's not Turning Point USA. It's not any of that. People are trying to guess the place. Keebto Venture Capital Show. No, it's not any of those. But anyway, great show tonight. I'm very excited for it. I want to see those 45 memberships. I want to get those. I want to get to 700 tonight. I would have liked to get like 5 or 10 closer in the morning to make it a little easier on you guys. But hit that gift button at the bottom left of your chat. Gift as many memberships as you'd like to. And like I said, we get that 45. We go to 700 tonight. I will go till 9 for sure. Let's do it. Aaron, are you getting a Joe Rogan Spotify deal like 100 million? It's off by a couple of zeros. But no, I'm excited. Sam Show says he must think he's real progressive talking to your gay ass. I'm not going to say the gay F word. We're on YouTube. Mountain Jews says this is going to trigger your haters. No, I think what it'll do, I think they'll do what they usually do, and they'll just try to write as many emails as they can. And judging by this guy, judging by our meeting today, I think he's going to be really excited about that. Thinking that, oh, yeah, it's good attention. And then he's also probably going to laugh at them. I mean, but they're used to that. They get that a lot. I mean, that's basically their entire online existence. I mean, they're my lol cows, so let's milk them for a little bit more. So great day so far today. We had that miss this morning. I'm really nervous about this 45 getting to 700 today. Let's go. Let's do it. And let's have ourselves a great evening show tonight. We're going to start with this. We usually start with some non sequitur, silly nonsense in the evening to kind of set the tone. We do have a little bit of news stuff tonight. We have to. It's timely. If we do it tomorrow, we're going to be late on it. This ceasefire, you know, when Trump said we're going to obliterate their power plants, we're going to commit war crimes, you know, last Wednesday he made that speech and he was talking about that. I was skeptical that was ever going to happen. You kind of had a feeling that we were going to back off on that. What's the phrase? Taco, that we were going to get a taco on that one. And we did. Kind of the same thing with this ceasefire, though. When they announced this ceasefire yesterday, I was like, this doesn't sound sturdy. This doesn't sound like it's going to hold. And like 2 hours after the ceasefire, there was already problems. And of course, Israel's causing the problems. Israel caused the problem and then went, look what Iran's doing. And they're like, what do you? Well, they're attacking us. Well, yeah, you're bombing southern Lebanon. We were supposed to stop. We're going to hear a speech from Netanyahu. Netanyahu doesn't want to stop. You can clearly tell that Netanyahu was not consulted for this ceasefire deal because he was having like a Mark Levin-esque fit today where he's like, our objectives are not accomplished and we will accomplish our objectives and this is not over. And I mean, these guys can't get enough bloodshed. They need it. I have a feeling they bottle up the blood and they drink it. That's how he's been able to stay prime minister for so long. All right, so let's do this first. It's some good old-fashioned race conflict between a trash Mexican and a trash white guy. So there's these two guys in a truck. Something happens where they start talking shit to each other. And the white guy in the passenger seat of this truck does something that I cannot stand. And that is the passive-aggressive, bitch-made move of as somebody's walking away and going to their car and everything's diffused and we're good and we're grown up so nobody's going to fight, you got to say something. You got to get that last word. You got to get that last little dig in there. You're insecure, so you can't let the guy say the last thing and then go, okay, this is over. That was retarded. You know, forget that you're a middle-aged man in a parking lot fighting with a stranger. That's already embarrassing enough, but you can't let him get the last word on you. So this goes on for about 1 minute 46 seconds. It's about 1 minute 45 seconds longer than it needs to be. You tell me who you hate in this one because I hate the guy filming the most.
Yeah, my bad. My bad, big dog. You good. Relax.
You good?
Have another Modelo.
See, he was gone. He was gone. He was leaving. He was getting in his car. Why did we have to say, have another Modelo? Why? Why was that necessary? So you could have the last word, so you could get a little dig in? Or so when he comes through and beats the living shit out of you for saying that, you can go, what? What did I do? He was walking away. He can't control him. You're trying to Israel this thing.
Are you going to pay for that shit?
Nah, hell not. Touch me, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Good, bro.
You ain't get knocked out, bro. Fuck out of the car.
Do it, motherfucker.
Go, get in your car, little man.
Do it, motherfucker. Get the fuck out.
Get out of here. Go, get in your car.
You good, bro. We good.
Tough guy. Go.
Now, he was leaving. Shut the fuck up. He was done. He wasn't going to do anything anymore. He was trying to leave.
Fucking white boy, piece of shit.
Mexican piece of shit.
He was leaving. He wanted to say white boy piece of shit. He wanted to get in his vehicle and he wanted to leave. What? Does he have a stroller strapped to the top of his car? What the fuck? It's kind of racist that it's John Deere colors. Well, anyway. Did we have to go Mexican piece of shit?
Yeah, what? What's the difference, pussy? What's the difference?
What you say?
The same thing you just said.
What you say?
Come on. I'll kick you in your motherfucking face.
Let him go, baby.
Come on.
Here's the thing. Like, the minute this guy gets out of this truck, this Mexican is smashing his head into the rims of his vehicle. Like, this guy is real tough, locking the doors, staying in the truck. His buddy's right next to him. This is an Israel move. This guy really, he's just like, man, if we were in my country, I could fucking kill you. I could cut your head off. I could shove your balls in your mouth. I gotta be civilized.
Come on, dude.
Go, man.
Reach in this truck, bro. Reach in the truck.
My bad, bro. My bad.
Tough guy.
Don't worry. We good, bro. We good. I don't hit my car, man. I don't hit my truck, man. I don't hit my truck, man.
You said fuck white. You said fuck my white people.
Don't hit my truck, bro.
So even his friend is like, dude, come on. I don't want him hitting my truck. Don't fuck. That's the thing. Like, he's got his buddy who's a bum sitting right next to him. He's the guy who owns the truck. He's got everything to lose. They're sitting in I thought they were in a parking lot. They're in traffic. So we're holding up the show. And the other guy is just like, dude, can we go? I don't want this guy to fuck with my truck. So he doesn't give a shit. He's popping off. He's talking shit. If this Mexican does something to this guy's truck, it ain't his. He doesn't care. It's his buddy's truck. What an asshole.
Don't let me in my truck, bro. Please don't let me in my truck, bro. Please. Please, bro. Don't let me in my truck, please.
It's just you.
Please, bro. Don't let me in my truck.
It's just fuck you, homie.
Okay, God, he's in the car. He's in the car. He's leaving. No more fucks. No more fuck yous. No more Mexicans. No more dirty spig or anything like that. Let him leave. I think the guy sitting next to him ought to bust him in the teeth.
Don't let me in my truck, bro. Please. Please don't let me in my truck. Please.
All right.
Don't let me in my truck. Please. Please. Please.
It's just fuck you, homie.
There's always that one friend everyone has where you're like, every time you hang out with them, you're like, is today the day I have a talk with him? Like, is today the day where I let him know that he's the fucking problem? And of course, he's a Zach X looking douche with sunglasses on.
Fucking idiot. It's just fuck you, fat boy. Fucking poor ass motherfucker.
Now we're having fun. Now everybody's having fun. Before he's like, no, shut up. No, I don't want him to fuck up my car. Don't. What are you doing? He's he made it at least. He didn't get his ass kicked. It was looking touch and go there for a minute. It really was. It wasn't looking like he was going to make it out of that okay. Coltrane with $1. Says, kind of ridiculous if he makes threats, he's insane. If he bombs, he's a war criminal. And if he gets what he wants and tries to slow things down, he's taco. It's all a fucking joke. Well, maybe don't act like a psychopath all the time. It is ridiculous to make the threats he makes. And then it's also ridiculous to say, I'm gonna bomb your power plants. And then when you talk all big like a crazy person and then you go, just kidding, we're cool. That's kind of nutty too. He does nutty stuff. $1 from Monica. She says, is it ground news? My friend's a part of that. I'm not going to say who it is yet. I can still fuck it up. Thank you very much. But I don't mind you guessing. All right, if you're just joining the show, guys, we're 45 memberships away from 700. We had our second miss of the week on the morning show today. We gotta make it. So let's go. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. All that's great. But what I really want tonight, I brought the bowl out. I brought the light. 45 memberships. Everybody jump on it $5 is a membership. You gift that membership. We get 45 of those. Let's roll. That's what I want to see. I want to get to that 700. Trump 1 says, you always do 2 shows. We do 2 shows, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then Thursday, we do 1 morning show. And Friday, we do 1 morning show. That's our schedule. Monday through Friday, 6 to 10:30. And Monday through Wednesday, 6 to 8:30. That is our schedule. So we're part-timers on Thursday and Friday. Get that guy a membership. Everybody's gifting memberships tonight. Let's go. So I saw this little gem. This was interesting. Who remembers Dan Bilzerian? I was never like big on him when he had his first go round with the poker and the beaches and the son of a rich kid or whatever the hell he was. He was kind of like manosphere before there was a manosphere, was Dan Bilzerian. Well, now he's back. He's reinvented himself. Now he just hates Jews all day. That's if I could tell you, if I could really kind of hone in on the general thesis of Dan Bilzerian's new persona, it's that he is no fan of the Jays. So he did an interview with Harvey Levin of TMZ. And I got to say, big ups to Harvey and big ups to Dan Bilzerian, because a Jew and a guy who hates Jews deciding they're going to talk to each other on camera, unrehearsed, that has the potential to make really good television. Oh, wait, before we do that, we're getting $1 from Benny Netanyahu. He says, Aaron, it's Benjamin Netanyahu. Oh, guys, I need to stop the show for this. Benjamin Netanyahu gave us $1 and is writing into the show. He says, if you praise Israel live on the show, I will personally fly you to the Masters in my private jet. Dinner with McElroy. Interested? No, I will take a $200 PayPal. And then I will say anything you want about Israel, and I will say really nice things about them tonight. How about that? That's the deal that I'm offering. Coltrane with $1 says he always goes maximum one way to meet in the area he wants. He's been doing this his entire political career, and every time people are shocked, the one thing you never know is, will he do it or not? Yeah, and the whole thing with bombing, power play, it's one thing to do a hardline negotiation. It's another thing to threaten war crimes on my tax dollar in my name. I'm just not cool with that. Papa Shab says you didn't do the voice. Oh, shoot, I didn't do the voice. Hold on. Well, I need to see some memberships. We need to go. I'm nervous. I want this 45 gifted memberships. I want to crush it all tonight. Let's get after it. Thank you guys so much. I want to see those 45 memberships. That's what I need. So I'll try this again. Benjamin Netanyahu with $1. Aaron, it's Benjamin Netanyahu. If you praise Israel on the show, I will personally fly you to the Masters in my private jet. Dinner with McElroy. Interested? And again, I will repeat my offer to Bibi. $200. I will say really nice things about Israel. You got it. No Pen 15 Fathead with $2 says, what time is your speech at Stoney's tonight? I do not have a speech for what is it? The White Power Wednesday at Stoney's, because there is no White Power Wednesday at Stoney's. No matter what Cheeto says. I don't know why that's a funny joke to him, but there isn't one. I promise you can go there tonight and check it out for yourself. And I am not a keynote speaker at White Power Wednesday. Adam Simon says Cheetos said so himself. Yeah, Cheetos is being silly. That's all it is. 100%. It's just Cheetos being a silly guy. That's all. I have no keynote address. I'm wearing shorts, for God's sake. I'm not going anywhere tonight. I promise. All right, let's do the Dan Bilzerian thing while you guys gift a shitload of Rumble memberships and hit like and hit subscribe and follow and give us a big evening show tonight. Let's get it back on track like we always do. Here's Harvey talking to Dan Bilzerian. Now, the reason Dan Bilzerian is on his show is not just because of the Jew hate. He's running for Congress. Dan Bilzerian specifically is running against Randy Fine, who up there with Ben Gavir and Mark Levin, one of the nastiest, most evil, most cold-hearted, really shitty human beings when it comes to the Middle East. I mean, the things he says about like collateral damage and killing children and killing innocent people and how little he gives a fuck. I mean, you keep finding these people. Whether it's Ted Cruz, Lindsey Graham, Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, Randy Fine, all these guys, Benjamin Netanyahu, Ben Gavir, and they're just soulless. Like they really are. They seem bloodthirsty. Last night, Mark Levin crashing out about this ceasefire because he doesn't get to kill a bunch of people or he doesn't get to see a bunch of people get killed. It's fucking gross, man. We'll have all that coming up a little later. But first, here's Dan Bilzerian talking to Harvey Levin. Well, by the way, Harvey at TMZ is not necessarily like a super Zionisty, like he's not waving the Israeli flag or anything. So he's just kind of the guy representing the team, if you will, against the bulldozer that is Dan Bilzerian. Here we go.
You called your opponent this fat Jew.
Well, now wait a minute. And I mean this. How did he mean it? Because if he is fat and he's Jewish, then he is indeed a fat Jew. That's the tricky thing about the term Jew. Jew is a perfectly respectable way to address someone who's Jewish. Like Harvey Levin is a Jew. But if you're like, oh, Harvey Levin, that fucking Jew, like it's same word, just a little bit different context on it. That's all. So Dan Bilzerian can say that Randy Fine is indeed a fat Jew, and that's perfectly factually correct. There's nothing wrong with that statement. It's kind of like, what face was he making when he said it, and what was the underlying tone?
So he's not from Israel, but you called a guy in Florida this fat Jew. How is that?
Well, you don't have to be Israeli to be a Jew. I mean, look at like David Ellison, Miriam Adelson. Wasn't Sheldon Adelson the one says the one shame I have in my life is that I wore the American uniform in war instead of the IDF uniform? That's a nice thing to say. So like there's a lot of Jews that live in America that, really love Israel. So I don't understand how Randy Fine not being from Israel has anything to do with shielding him from being called a fat Jew.
Not anti-Semitic.
Well, he's a Jewish supremacist, and he puts Israel before America, and I think that, he should be tried for treason.
This fat Jew is anti-Semitic.
Yes.
Dan.
I mean, that's what you say, but how about
that's
every single time
that's
that
what
he blasts
that's what
Muslims?
I know. I don't say it. I know
he
it.
literally talks about how Muslims are lower than dogs. So is that Islamophobic?
Again, that's all of this is fair. The only thing is and Harvey's going to get emotional and he's going to get defensive, understandably. What I would say is the way you neutralize this kind of argument when people do yeah buts or they do what do they call those? They do the I always say yeah buts, but there's a different phrase for them. Whataboutisms. When somebody does a whataboutism, the way you disarm that is you just accept their whataboutism and then go, okay, mine still stands. Like if he goes, oh, when Randy Fine says that Muslims are lower than dogs, is that Islamophobic? And you can go, yes. And you calling him a fat Jew is anti-Semitic because he doesn't really have a plan for after you do that. But if you try to do the media dodge on that question, you're going to look like a tap dancer.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, it is. That wouldn't be. That's not appropriate for him to say either.
The brother stepped in and was like, "Yeah, no, that's a fucked up thing to say." That's the thing. Harvey is not a Republican, I don't think. So he'll shit on Randy Fine to make his point to Dan Bilzerian. Is that Islamophobic? Yeah, fuck yeah, it is.
Talks about how Muslims are lower than dogs. So is that Islamophobic?
Yes. Yes, it is. And that wouldn't be. That's not appropriate for him to say either. If he had said that,
but he does all the time, and he tweets that, and he's a senator.
Are you anti-Semitic?
No, I'm not anti-Semitic. I think
Dan, I've enjoyed a few of your interviews. I think they're ballsy. I think to come out and when you have a lot of money and you come out and say the stuff that Dan Bilzerian says, it does put a target on your back. So I respect him for having his opinions and not varnishing them. But come on, bro. I mean, you're a little anti-Semitic. Like, we've all got that friend who's a little more racist than you are, and he doesn't really know. He thinks we're all just joking, but yet he goes really hard in the paint. Like, one night he'll go like, oh, come on, man, I don't think I'm racist. And you kind of got to look at him and go, I love you, dude, but, you're a little racist. Just a little bit. It's okay.
That's...
And it's always news to them, and they're always kind of shocked, and they're always kind of just like, oh, my God, what? It's like, oh, sorry, I thought you knew.
It's kind of a made-up term. I think the Palestinians
Is it
are the
a
real
made-up
Semites.
term?
Yes, because if you look at what a Semite
was
is...
Was Hitler anti-Semitic?
What's that?
Was Hitler anti-Semitic?
Okay, see, now this one's a layup. Just say yes and move on with the conversation, because I don't know if you know this, maybe some people are on the internet too much, but in the real world, Hitler is still seen as a really, 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 really bad guy. So if someone says, was Hitler anti-Semitic, what you do is you go, yes, and you continue on with the interview. Now, if you get bogged down in defending Hitler, this is going to be a long sit down.
Like I said, it's the term is focused solely on Jews, but actual Semites are the Arabs, and Palestinians are Semites as well, and they actually have more DNA lineage to that region than.
Oh God, you want to see a Jew's head explode? Tell them that shit. Oh, they don't like that. They don't like it when those black separatist movements talk about how they're the original people and they're the chosen tribe of Israel and all that stuff. Jews are not big fans of that one. So that this could cause a bit of a food fight.
Any of the Eastern European Ashkenazi Jews that have taken it from them. So, I kind of have issue with that term and how it's been hijacked to only talk about Jews.
So if you want to call it anti-Jewish, then you can call it anti-Jewish.
Well, I'm not going to call this anti-Jewish. When you say that this fat Jew, you you could take another race and you could use another epithet, but you're anti-Semitic, Dan.
Harvey, you got to do your homework here. I mean, if you want to hang Dan Bilzerian on the fat Jew comment, like that's a polite one in his book. I mean, did you know he doesn't think the Holocaust happened? Nail him on that one, Harvey.
I'm not. I have Jewish friends.
Oh, some of your best friends are Jewish?
All Jews in one brush, but he paints all Muslims in one brush, and it's accepted. And for some reason in this country, it is okay to just blast Muslims, bash them. You look at what Bill Maher said about Muslims. I mean, it's this double standard, and I don't like the double standard. And I look at him as a Jewish supremacist. He believes that Jews are better than other people, and he puts Israel before America. And so
why does Dan Bilzerian, like, he could have just showered 15 minutes ago? Why does he always look like he's wearing a dirty shirt? Just a personal thing with me.
Okay, so if you've got a black friend that you don't like, do you use the N-word on him?
Fucking all the time. Oh, sorry, you're talking to him. Sorry, you know what? That was rude of me. I butted in. I answered. I forgot my place for a second. My bad.
No, I don't.
Then what's the difference when you use the word fat Jew for a Jew you don't like?
That'd be funny if Dan Bilzerian's answer was like, what? I didn't call him a fat heeb. What do you want from me? I'm being good.
Well, is Jew the same as because that is...
He just drops it right in front of the black guy. Can I move to Florida? I don't even know what his positions are on the issues. I want to vote in that election. Oh my God. Go back. We got to go back.
Difference when you use the word fat Jew for a Jew you don't like.
Well, is Jew the same as because that is not
his face. I need to play this 5 more times because of his face.
You use the N-word on him?
No, I don't.
Then what's the difference when you use the word fat Jew for a Jew you don't like?
Yeah.
Well, is Jew the same as because that is not
every time. I'm still not over it. It's the best face I've ever seen.
No, I don't.
Then what's the difference when you use the word fat Jew for a Jew you don't like?
Well, is Jew the same as because that is not that's not, one is a slur, right? And one is describing a religion. So you can't compare the two.
Really?
There's a way.
How can you compare those two?
There's a way you say it, Dan, that the intent is the same.
Right. It's the Louis C.K. joke. It's like you didn't say, he's fat and he is a Jew. You were going, he's a fat Jew. We all know.
It's not the same at all.
So
one is a slur, one is a racial slur that I don't use, and the other
you just used it. And you seemed like you were pretty fluent in it.
Just used it. You just used it.
Well, are we adults? Can we talk about a word?
Sure.
Was a word so offensive that that it just you can't say it? We have to say
the answer to that is yes.
So I want to ask a question.
People are too sad.
Jews be Jewing, niggas be niggaing.
Oh, this is great. There's more clips of this if you guys want to watch it. Because it's just too funny. Like they're trying to do, this is the problem with like old media versus like new kind of internet media is when they go to talk to each other, the old media tricks don't work. That's the problem. They try to do the old media tricks and then they just, it's like we said, just say yes, just yes and whatever they say. And it kind of disarms them. Oh, here we go. Dan Bilzerian just sold his house for $25 million. Good for him. Good for him. Oh, boy, that was a fucking ride, wasn't it? Oh, boy. Let's go back up here, see what we missed a couple of things. Okay, we got that Coltrane one. Here we go. This is where we left off. Coltrane with $1 says they aren't war crimes. They are dual-use infrastructure. Roads and bridges and power stations that are used by both can 100% be targeted and not be war crimes. You can easily look this up. Ooh, somebody watched their Ben Shapiro today. Very good. No, you're not allowed to hit the power plants. That is against the Geneva Convention. All right. Thank you very much, Happy Wawa customer, for gifting a membership. Thank you very much. If you're just joining the show tonight, I want to hit 700 memberships, and tonight is the last night before the expirations kick off again. So everybody watching on Rumble, I want every single one of you, support the toe, gift a membership. We're 44 away from 700. It will go till 9 o'clock tonight if you do it, because that would mean we knock out everything for tonight. It means we knock out this morning. We missed by 35. It's not the end of the world, but it makes everything perfect again, ready for Oz's arrival in the morning. So gift those memberships. If you don't want to do that, hit the PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, whatever, and let's notch a win under the old belt for the toe. Thank you, guys. I love that guy. I don't think I would support him politically, but I just love how brazen and honest and open he is in an interview. It's too entertaining. North Backwoodsman says Aaron will be reading from the Turner Diaries at Stoney's. I will. By the way, I will not be reading from the Turner Diaries at Stoney's. I will not be at Stoney's. There is no White Power Wednesday at Stoney's. I'm promising you. We don't. It's not a thing. I promise. Oh, by the way, some guy wrote in the chat in YouTube, this is very funny. He wrote ban check, and then one of our mods banned him. He goes, hey, ban check, and one of our mods just decided to go, all right, fine, you're banned. I don't know. That guy probably did nothing wrong. But that's still really funny to me. Abel Graham gifting a membership. There we go. Let's go. Let's keep them going. I brought the bowl. I brought the light behind me. Let's get to that 700. 43 memberships away from 700. We're going to get there one at a time tonight, friends. One at a time. Oh, shit. I lost my Rumble chat. There we go. Now it's back. 43 away from 700. So everybody keep it up. Keep it going. Let's get all those members. Gift 5 at a time. Gift 1 at a time. Gift all 43. Who gives a shit? Let's go, baby. Let's go. So we talked about that ceasefire this morning. It was very nice to see the oil prices go down under $75 a barrel. But then all of a sudden, shit started to get a little weird. Iran was bombing Israel. Israel was bombing southern Lebanon. The ceasefire seemed like it was, like the United States was a guy just trying to, burn the candle at both ends, just trying to bring two leather straps together and pull them in while two trucks are pulling, hitting the floor, pedal hitting the floor in the other direction. And we're not holding this thing together. Is this ceasefire, fuck 2 weeks? Is it going to last 2 days? Israel started bombing southern Lebanon because Israel's gross, and they saw this ceasefire as a chance to grab more land in southern Lebanon, to occupy it and take it like they have before. And Iran said, now, wait a minute, that's a violation of the ceasefire. And Israel said two things. They said, well, number one, we weren't a party in the ceasefire. And then the other thing was, Lebanon's not Iran, even though they're attacking Iranian proxies. So Israel, we get the ceasefire, and then Israel does I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. And it puts the whole thing in jeopardy. The markets stall out at about 12. The Dow stalled out at about up 1,200. Oil went back up to $75. It was down to 70. It's because everyone's thinking, oh shit, is Israel going to screw this up? And guess what? It turns out Israel might actually end up screwing this thing up yet. Before we get to the Netanyahu clips, oh my God, one more gifted membership, and we've got ourselves our first golden shower of the night. Fuck you, dude, with $5, right? Savory. Thank you. Nader P gifting a membership. MLP 0 gifting a membership. And now we're 41 memberships away from 700 tonight. Keep it going. One more, we fill the bowl, and we do the golden shower. Oh, boy. Mountain Jew says, you know what? They would be Jewing that way. They fucking put gasoline 20 cents up today. Oh, yeah. No. It goes up very fast. It comes down very slow. That is the natural order of things with large spikes in oil prices. That's how it always goes. All right. One more of those. We got a golden shower, the first of many tonight, as we traverse the landscape to get down to get up to 700 memberships on Rumble. Thanks a lot. All right, here we go. Benjamin Netanyahu, our greatest ally, our buddy, our friend, definitely doesn't pull the strings, definitely doesn't run the country, that blackmails all of our leaders and traffics children and all of that. And we do him a favor of protecting them, covering it all up, not releasing all the Epstein files, bombing every country they want us to bomb. And how do they pay us back? By saying that, well, the ceasefire, we didn't really have any hand in that ceasefire. We don't like the ceasefire. And, our objectives aren't complete, so this war isn't over. Great. Take it away, BB.
And Israel is stronger than ever. This is the bottom line of this campaign up until now.
Because BB said so.
Additional objectives for us to achieve, and we will achieve them either by agreement or by resumption of the fighting. We are ready to resume the fighting at any moment. Our finger.
Again, I say it every time we talk about this, and I know that there are some people, especially on the evening show, who hate when we delve into the news, but I need to ask the question again. Explain to me how they are our friend, and explain to me what we're getting out of this friendship. Because I don't know. I can't figure it. I don't understand what the benefit in this relationship is for us. We are an absolute battered woman in this relationship with Israel. And then we go, hey, great. Everyone's happy. The markets are rallying again. The Straits of Hormuz are open. We've got a ceasefire. And Israel's like, no, we'll fuck them up. And we're like, could you just shut up? Like they are the guy in the truck from that earlier clip today where the other guy's walking away and he goes, fuck you, you Mexican piece of shit. It's like, could you shut up? We were fine. You know who they are? I like to quote movies. You know who Israel is? Worm. They're fucking Worm in Rounders. We work out a deal with grandma. And then he goes, you looking for a little charity, Israel? You looking for a little charity, BB? And instead of just shutting up and walking out the door with our deal, fucking Worm, BB's got to go, you know what, Grandma? I need your charity like I need your fucking cock up my ass. And now all of a sudden we're in trouble now too.
We are ready to resume the fighting at any moment. Our finger is on the trigger.
By the way, does anyone know, like, and it's okay, like, you got fucking lives unlike me, and you don't read about this shit every day. Do you know why Benjamin Netanyahu wants to keep this war going? One of the reasons? Because once there's peace, there will be an election, and also he can be put on trial for his corruption charges that he's facing in the Knesset. The opposition party has him up on corruption charges. The judge who was hearing the case died, so they got to get a new one. Then the court dates were put on hold for the 12-day war because the day he was supposed to go to court on these corruption charges, he started bombing Iran. Then, before his next court date, we started this war. So Bibi wants to keep this going because they might throw his ass out of office for being a corrupt piece of shit.
As you know, 2-week ceasefire has been announced between the U.S. and Iran. No, we were not surprised in the last moment, and I want to emphasize, this is not the end of the war. This is a step in order to achieve all the objectives.
Ladies and gentlemen, our friends, the Israelis. Our buddy, our friend, Benjamin Netanyahu. The fucking guy can't help himself. He can't. And again, all he had to do was shut up. He just had to not talk. And he ran his fucking mouth again. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, here we go. Will Israel behave? Well, Israel started bombing Lebanon today. We announced the ceasefire. Everybody's good. Israel starts bombing Lebanon, who, by the way, is not a participant in this war, but Hezbollah operates in southern Lebanon, allegedly. And Israel wants that land. It's part of their greater Israel project. So they're going to bomb the shit out of it. They're going to invade it, and they're going to try to take it over. They have occupied it before. We made them give it back in... Check me if I'm wrong on this, 2005. We made them give it back. But they want it. They saw that as like a temporary speed bump. So that made Iran said this morning, well, then we're shutting down the Straits of Hormuz. We're shutting it down. Like P. Diddy with the studio on Making the Band. I'm shutting the studio down. They're shutting the Straits of Hormuz down because Israel's not playing by the rules. Made a couple of phone calls. We got our guys on the phone with the Iranians. And like, look, they're our retarded friend. They have no impulse control. Can we open up the straits? So the straits opened, but the Iranians are collecting tolls per barrel of oil, and they're flexing their muscle in the Straits of Hormuz. And then Iran starts bombing Israel back, launching missiles into Tel Aviv because they're going into Lebanon, and it's just a fucking mess. So then our media asked Carolyn Leavitt the obvious question: why is Israel trying to fuck this thing up for us? And of course, Carolyn Leavitt, because the Trump administration is bought and paid for by the Adelsons, the IDF, the Mossad, and the Israelis, she's got to run cover for our quote-unquote buddy, Benjamin Netanyahu.
From Israel. Is there any concern that Netanyahu is trying to kill the ceasefire?
The president spoke with Prime Minister Netanyahu last night. In that private conversation, Prime Minister Netanyahu relayed exactly what he said to the world publicly, that he supports the president and Israel remains a key ally and partner to the United States. They've been a tremendous partner over the course of the past 6 weeks.
Define tremendous partner, please. Because every time we've said, hey, we're willing to do this, we could do that, Israel goes, well, we're not going to commit any troops. Well, we won't do anything. You guys got this. Like, please, could you explain how they've been a great partner, how they've been an awesome buddy in this whole deal? Not only are we paying for our military operation, but we're paying for their military operations as well. I fail to see how that makes them a really awesome, cool ally.
And we thank them for their heroic efforts as well. And the president had that conversation last night, and that was relayed to the world publicly as well.
Now, remember,
Reagan, go ahead.
The question was, is Benjamin Netanyahu trying to blow up this ceasefire? And all she did, like a prisoner of war, was give us name, rank, and serial number. Oh, he's such a good guy. Oh, Bibi's such a trooper. Oh, he's our best friend. Yeah, that's all great. Now, can you answer the question, why is he trying to fuck up our deal? Because he wants it. He wants control. He wants the Nile to the Euphrates, and we're fucking it up for him. There is no compromise with this dickhead. All right, we got one more from him. This one is Lebanon is not part of the ceasefire. So basically, Trump talked to Netanyahu, and Netanyahu said, we want to keep bombing Lebanon. And we don't want to stop bombing Lebanon. And Trump's like, well, but Iran, because Trump's a bitch now. Well, Lebanon, Israel, or Iran says that Lebanon is part of the ceasefire. And Bibi says, Donald, let me do whatever I want to do, and you just clean up my fucking mess. How about that? And guess what? We're going to get the answer from Carolyn Leavitt here that Donald Trump did a soft shoe and said, yes, sir, Mr. Netanyahu.
Danny.
Thanks, Carolyn. Would President Trump like to see Lebanon included in this peace deal? As you know, there have been increased Israeli strikes on Lebanon today with dozens of casualties there.
Sure. Lebanon is not part of the ceasefire. That has been relayed to all parties involved in the ceasefire.
Who relayed it to them? Did we relay it to everyone and tell Israel they could bomb Lebanon, or did Iran, or did Israel tell us? All these I countries, Israel, Iran, I'm bouncing back and forth.
As you know, Prime Minister Netanyahu put out a statement last night in support of the ceasefire, in support of the United States' efforts, and he's also assured the president they'll continue to be a helpful partner throughout the course of the next 2 weeks.
You know what a helpful partner would do? Not bomb the fuck out of one of their neighboring countries when we called a ceasefire. That would be good. So it does make me believe that Netanyahu told us that Lebanon's not part of the ceasefire, and that was not something that Iran and us agreed to. God, it's almost like at this point, if we just did regime change in Tel Aviv, we could solve this whole thing. Maybe we're trying to regime change the wrong country. And that maybe if we got Netanyahu out of there, we might be all right. But don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. All right, guys, we got 41 memberships away from 700. Let's go. We're trying to get to that 700. I already said that I would give you guys an extra half hour if we got to 700. Let's go. Keep gifting those Rumble memberships. 252 of you checking out the toe right now. I appreciate the hell out of that. Hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. And let's pump those numbers up. Let's get those memberships up. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, and Rumble Rants. All right, I have to read this one just because it's really funny. Illuminati on YouTube says, back before the war broke out, I was a saucier in San Antone. I bet you I can do this. Bet you I could call her up some of them greens. Got some crawfish in the patio. I bet you I can make some crab apples for dessert now here. Yeah. Aha. I think I got that right. My lost interest says our problem country's name starts with an I, but it's not Iran. Wow, that is a terrible thing to say about the Ivory Coast, you piece of shit. They've done nothing to anybody. Did you guys see that video somebody caught of Keanu running down Gino in the wild? You didn't happen to see that, did you? Yeah, so apparently Gino escaped from their apartment and he wandered off into the neighbor's yard, and Keanu needed to go get him. And apparently this is also not the first time this has happened. This is a common occurrence with Gino and Keanu. Gino wanders off. He scares the neighbors. The neighbors ask him if he's okay. Does he need any help? And Keanu gets mad at Gino for wandering off like that. And then she has to go to the neighbors and be like, no, he's fine. He does this all the time, and he's embarrassing me. And Keanu comes off a little angry. But if you had an old man just wandering off into the streets of New York, you'd get a little upset too. So I wanted to show you this clip somebody took in some New York neighborhood of Gino wandering around and Keanu coming to get him. Gift a membership, hit like, and throw us a couple of bucks. Here we go.
It's not right at all. Hey, bro, where your people at? Huh? You okay? You okay? Come on, let's go home. I'm gonna take you home, okay?
Okay.
Come on.
What the fuck? Now, all jokes aside about the Keanu Gino thing, first of all, it looks more like Shmuel Buckman. But he's also not pontificating about shit he doesn't know anything about, so it wouldn't be. He's a little smarter than Buckman. But first of all, the status of these halfway houses, the status of like these senior, not senior living centers, but like these adult aid places. In a lot of states, These companies will buy up houses, and they'll house like residential homes in neighborhoods, and they'll house seniors or people with traumatic brain injuries or other things just out in the neighborhood. And like, I don't know what the level of training you need to do that job is, but it's not enough, because if you're going to have a place like that just in some busy neighborhood, you've got to have staff that can keep an eye on an 80-year-old geezer who doesn't wear pants and shits himself, so that he doesn't go walking around neighborhoods and either getting hit by a car, accidentally hurting someone, hurting himself. I mean, look, this is why, if you can, you take your parents into your home when they get older and you let them stay with you, because wait till you see Keanu come to get Gino.
Come on.
Mark Miller from Sawyer Brown looks terrible. I yelled and asked if you would like a ride. Oh, no, he's got a diaper on. And you know he's walking like that because he's got shitty pants. He's got poop in his diaper. That's a shitty walk is what that is. Hello, shitty walk.
Thank you. You okay? Yeah. Okay. I got you.
It's a pretty good gait for a senior with poop in his underwear, though.
Thank you. You're welcome.
So now here comes Keanu. She's bitching at this guy for bringing her Gino back to her, which you would think is a nice thing, a kind gesture, whatever. But she's going to yell at this guy because apparently he wasn't supposed to save Grandpa Poopy Pants.
Turn around and go back to where you came.
You mean Africa? Oh, you meant his house. I'm sorry. That was racist of me. I didn't understand. She didn't mean Africa, guys. It's not hateful.
Turn around and go back the way you came.
Why?
What?
What do you mean? He's wet. What are you talking about?
He just is not supposed to be out here. He's going to go all the way back the way he's supposed to go.
Where is he supposed to go? Don't he live here?
He knows.
He knows what?
Where he's supposed to go. Are you supposed to be out here? No.
Well, now this looks like bullying. This looks like this lady is evil, but you have to consider this. Gino goes and does this all the time, and Keanu has to keep going to get him. And you know that if Gino's around black people too long, somebody's going to get offended.
Would you make him go way back down there?
To teach him. It's like
to teach him what? Yeah, that's what happens when you get old.
No. You don't know the half things that you have. You don't know what you're talking about.
No, I do know what I'm talking about.
You have no idea.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah,
Here's the deal. None of these people that work with these individuals are really, you couldn't possibly be trained enough to actually know how to handle this situation. Like, this woman doesn't get paid enough. She hasn't been in enough schooling. She's winging it. So, of course, this is really shitty on her part. Like, this is unbelievably evil to make this old man who clearly is not all there, he shits his pants, he's wearing a diaper, like to make him walk down the road and then walk back home is like that. There is no medical training or no staff training that would tell you that that's a good thing. So we do have a follow-up on this in just a second here. But first, I got to shout out every gifted membership that comes our way tonight. My Lost Interest gifting a membership on Rumble. Thank you very much. All right, guys, we are in even 40 memberships away from 700. Let's go. Let's do it. I want to hit that 700. Our expirations start up again tomorrow. This is our last best shot for a week or so to get to this 700. So gift up those memberships. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, and let's go. All right, this is the follow-up from the guy, John Pigford. He's the neighbor who found this guy. This guy actually also kind of looks like Raleigh a little bit.
The video I posted yesterday and what's going on. Well, I've talked to people. I talked to somebody from DSS earlier. I talked to a detective, you know what I mean? I got an email from somebody from something called FSS. I've talked to a lot of people. But at the end of the day, man, I just want him to be safe.
Yeah, spoiler alert, he's not. Look, first of all, look at her eyes. She's goofy as a bed bug. I guess you don't even need to look at her eyes. She's making a senior citizen march up and down the street with poop in his pants as what it sounded like it was some kind of punishment. And she's like, no, he knows better. Ma'am, I don't know if you've looked at this guy. He does not know better. He doesn't know if he's in Texas, Florida, or fucking Mars. He thinks he's on the Artemis spacecraft right now. So no, he does not know better. And there's no amount of, I don't know what he did to you. I don't know what his bad behavior was, but there's no amount of bad behavior that you as an employee of an old folks home make someone with dementia walk around with poopy diapers outside. There is no behavior that warrants that punishment.
And live his last days in some sort of glory.
In fairness, if his family loved him at all, he wouldn't be in this position.
You know what I mean? Some sort of...
You know how, sorry guys, you know how expensive it is to put someone, even if it's a shitty home, do you know how expensive it is? Like, you're paying for the convenience of, just fucking put him somewhere.
Comfortability, because this is ridiculous. And I've threatened her before, because I've seen stuff before, but not like this. You know what I mean? Even my neighbor said that she's seen her wash him off with a water hose in the backyard.
That's cold. Oh, shit. That's rude. It'll take care of the shit in his pants, at least, but the garden hose, that's freezing. That is not fun. That'll give you nipples that can cut glass.
It's just a horrible situation, man, and I just pray for him, and I pray that I'm able to be able to get him situated in a better situation. Yeah, I just wanted.
Oh my God, he made a hat magically appear.
Do a little update, man. Let everybody know. I appreciate the love. I appreciate everybody's support. And
can you drop your SoundCloud link, please? I'm just trying to be helpful.
All the prayers and everything. And as of now, I haven't seen her, but I've seen, I say city cars pull over there, like at least 2. So
yeah, they're
The
investigating.
ball's rolling, and I'm sure next week I'll be getting calls from some people. So I just want to say I appreciate everybody for their concerns and the love. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't imagine she's going to have a job for too much longer. Do we have an update? Because this story got really big, I think, yesterday. North Carolina. So, Caregiver, North Carolina. Let's see if we got an update on this story. Concerned woman in Wilmington posted a viral. Yeah, I got nothing. 2 days ago, we've got the story. Does this broad have a name? I'm not seeing one. North Carolina man catches caretaker. Jonathan Maurice Pigford. We have that. I don't see any. Pigford added that social services contacted him after the video went viral. So no update after that, but I would hope they move relatively quickly to get that woman out of any of that shit involved. Please. Please. Chad Buzmak says, it doesn't even look like Gino. I don't know why that was all in all caps. Give up that joke already. Hey, buddy. Let's not get too serious. It was an old man and a lady. That was the length of the joke. We're not trying. But, damn. I didn't know that Buzmak was going to be in here busting balls and fact-checking jokes tonight. I better get on the top of my game. Hey, guys. 40 memberships away from 700. We are trying to get to that 700, and we get there one at a time. So gift them up. Let's go. 1 at a time, 5 at a time, 10 at a time, 20 at a time. Let's do it. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. The evening shows have been perfect this week. Let's keep it that way. Please and thank you. So remember, this morning we talked about that guy, that 64-year-old timeshare millionaire who had a 28-year-old fiance that, he wanted to, it's so romantic. He wanted to marry her at the Western Wall in Jerusalem. Aw, I'm going to puke. But he had to wait because his 28-year-old blushing bride-to-be was awaiting trial on 6 felony charges of suckering old men into letting her into their house, and then she would rob them blind of jewelry and cash. But, you know, she actually likes him. He's different from all the other old marks. He's going to marry her. That way she doesn't have to rob him that way. She can divorce rob him later. Well, now we have terrible news. Wouldn't you know it, it turns out these sugar daddy relationships, they don't work out. Apparently, when you get with someone who's about 50 years younger than you, you guys have compatibility issues around, priorities and hobbies and interests. Who would have known? David Geffen, the billionaire whose music industry, right? That's where David Geffen made his bones. Geffen Records, I want to say. David Geffen, 83 years old, has settled his nasty divorce with his 32-year-old ex. It's a dude. He's David Geffen's gay. After marrying the 32-year-old, ready for this? I'm going to say, no, I want the chat to say it. Guys, it was a nasty divorce. David Geffen, the billionaire, has finally settled his divorce. He's 83, married a guy 51 years younger than him. Why was the divorce messy? And why is David Geffen the dumbest motherfucker alive? Anybody? Go ahead and throw a membership in with it. Go ahead. I know we got a little bit of, what do they call it, latency? I set it to the second level of latency, not the lowest one. Go ahead. Why did the David Geffen divorce take a long time? And why is David having to shell out a bunch to a guy 51 years younger than him? No, Sam Show, not because he's a gay F word. No, my lost interest, not because of butt sex, not because of cheating, not because of AIDS. No, Buzmak, not because he's a Jew. Why is this getting so out of hand? No, not a limp dick, not separating sex toys, not no Viagra. None of the, no, guys, come on. There's no prenup. I thought maybe we were on the same page. No, not the N-word. I don't even know what the N-word would have to do with this. He pooped his diaper and wandered into his neighbor's yard. No, he didn't make the 31-year-old sign a prenuptial agreement because, again, all of these dipshit rich guys think that all of these young people are legitimately into them and they're in love up to their eyeballs. And then usually it's chicks with dudes. They'll be like, you're going to make me sign a prenup? Don't you love me? You know, if you make me sign a prenup, I feel like you're just saying that you're going to dump me at some point. Not that, it's your plan to marry this guy and then dump him once he's drooling on himself and take half his shit. No, it couldn't be that. It's that the 80-year-old's going to leave you. Well, this 32-year-old guy was smart because he didn't sign a prenup. Then he divorced David Geffen, and he's probably going to get a nice payday out of the deal. David Geffen's nasty divorce with ex-toy boy, oh, God, David Armstrong, may finally be coming to a close after a nearly year-long battle. However, the terms of the alleged settlement are being kept completely under wraps. Well, yeah, they'll be embarrassing for the old fucker. The Daily Mail has reached out to representatives for Geffen and Armstrong for comment, but has yet to hear back. David Geffen is worth $8.7 billion with a B, billion dollars. So, I shudder to think, but do you think he got one? Do you think the husband got $1 billion? Dude, and that's a gay marriage too. Like, so they're like active. So I don't know about you, but like if this 32-year-old man had to suck an 82-year-old's dick, I mean, he kind of deserves the money. Let me ask you a question. $50 million divorce settlement. You sucking an 82-year-old dick? Didn't think tonight's show was going to go there, did you? And I wasn't going to take it there, but I wanted to get closer to 700 memberships, and I'm terrified of a third loss this week. So now I'm asking the uncomfortable question. $50 million in your bank account, but you got to suck an 82-year-old cock. I'm sure that news agency that I interviewed with today, it's going to be thrilled with the content of tonight's show. Like I said, I can still fuck this deal up. But he earns his money in this case. 09 Canyon says, if they gave you a prenup that screws you over, rethink the relationship. My Lost Interest says SP in line to get a piece of the steel toe fortune. Well, right now we're $35 short of this morning's goal and $135 of today's goal. So, I don't know. She's going to inherit a missed goal. She'll have to do a couple of shows, and then she'll be free and clear. Chad Buzemach says, Aaron would have done it for today's goal knocked out. My Lost Interest says, sure, I guess I do it. Don't tell anyone, though. Don't worry, buddy. Your secret's safe with me. There's not even that many people. What do we got? 248 right now? Yeah, don't worry. Nobody's watching. Nobody's paying attention. You're fine. So you'd suck the dick for $52 million. Hulkamasha Baby says, my moral compass gets pretty loose for $50 million. Well, unbutton, baby, because your butthole's about to get loose for that $50 million. What do you say? Oof. Worst would be if they did it and then stiffed you. By the way, David Geffen thought that this guy was into him. You ready for this? These fucking guys who marry these people younger than them are so stupid. Yeah, you see this guy in a fishnet shirt showing off his abs to all the other poop pounders in the audience? Yeah, this guy totally wants me and my wrinkled ball sack. What a dipshit. I'm not going to make him... Hey, I can't make this man who loves me sign a prenup. I'm not going to disrespect his love. I mean, what's he going to do? Divorce me in a year or two and take a shitload of money from me? You guys are so cynical about... I guarantee he had that conversation with his kids where they were like, come on, Dad, you gotta make him sign a prenup. I mean, he dresses like a fag cowboy. I mean, this ain't gonna last. And he's like, I am not going to make him sign a prenup. You're just doing... And then the husband's in his ear like, they just want your inheritance. You all just want my money and you don't believe in this. You're just jealous and angry that I've found love again. No, Dad, we're pretty sure he's going to take all of your money. And then it happens and they're like, we're not even going to tell you we told you so. Wait a minute. He's gay. He doesn't have kids. Does David Geffen... Oh, God, don't say yes. Does not have children. All right, so at least, okay. And he's gay, so like all of his fortune was going to go to a zoo or something like that. They always give their money to weird shit. Sam Show says, who let this happen? I'm going to guess California. Some Soper with a good question. Hey, I wonder who gets the horse dildo. Geffen gets the... If you don't... Come on. You're going to take millions of dollars, maybe $1 billion that you didn't earn, and you're not going to let him keep the horse dildo? That's just bad form. All right, guys, we're moving on from that one. Let's roll, though. Let's roll. We got to get these memberships. We're 40 memberships away from 700, and boy, do I want to get there. So gift them up. If you don't want to gift memberships, click the link, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Great show tonight, if I do say so myself. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, hit share, and let's notch a W so we can have ourselves a good week. Not too concerned about that 35 short from this morning, if I'm honest with you. We got Oz coming in tomorrow. There's usually good shows. So I think perfect is still in our purview. But all I want to get as close to that 700 as we can. I brought my bowl for the golden showers. I put batteries in the green light. We're ready to go, baby. I want to have a big night tonight. I want to have a big one, just like David Geffen. All right, this next story is very, very necessary. It's about a bunch of school kids, Girl Scouts, I think. And they're starting a new program. And this is so necessary because we talk a lot on the show about old people and how easy it is to scam them. Like now it's just like, hey, give us $1,000 and we'll put it in Bitcoin. And boomers go, oh, I've heard of Bitcoin. That's fancy investment talk. And then they'll give them $1,000 and they'll go, look, we made you $7,000 in 24 hours. Oh, that's amazing. Now, if you give us your access to your bank account, we can deposit it for you and then you can put more of it in. Oh, that would be a lot easier than me doing it. And then fucking, $250,000 later, they took every stinking nickel and now this old timer's got no money left. And the kids are like, what the fuck did you do? So you can't let mom and dad use the internet unsupervised. So instead, they've got a group of school kids trying to educate old people on how to avoid scams on the internet. This is going to be good.
From fake calls to phony texts and now AI creating even more confusion, scams are everywhere.
Oh, yeah, that's the big one now. The AI one where they use like your grandkid's voice and they're calling from jail. And then old people will be duped. They'll be like, all right, here's how you got to pay his bail. Go to a Walmart MoneyGram center and wire money to this account. Because that's how you pay bail at the county jail is you go to Walmart, you send a MoneyGram to some random bank account, not to the county jail, not to the court, not anything like, nope, just you deposit it into a Wells Fargo account, a very specific, not round number amount. That's exactly how it works. Fuck, it's too easy. Every day you guys don't scam a boomer, I'm proud of you. You're good moral people.
SLA's Lauren Posen shows us how one teen's new video game is helping cut through the noise, teaching people how to spot fraud before it's too late.
Hey, we made a video game to show you how not to get taken advantage of. What's a video game? Is it on Super Nintendo? Oh, fuck. All right. Well, look. All right, let's try this. If someone calls you and says they're from the IRS and asks for your bank account and routing number, what do? Well, I have to pay my taxes. I guess I'll do it. Shut up. No, that's not how I'm sorry for hitting you, but it's just, that was an easy one. And you fucked it. Like, what if it's that? What if it's a bunch of like 9-year-old Girl Scouts just like drill instructoring old people like, all right, what do we do when they ask us to pay our grandson's bail in Target gift cards? We go to Target and they just start hitting them with broomsticks. No, the beatings will continue until the answers improve.
Main thing you want to look out for with a scam is urgency.
She's just 16, but Girl Scout Annabelle Miller already understands how sophisticated scammers can be after her grandparents nearly fell for one.
This guy pretending to be my uncle who basically was like, I got in a car accident, I need this much money, and my grandma freaked out, and it was very real.
Miller created Scout the Scam after that experience.
Literally, you have people who are barely old enough to drive trying to tell you, stop giving your bank account number to every fucking person who calls you.
And worked with the Motion Picture and Television Fund, where she volunteers to refine and test it.
Scoutthescam.com.
Anyone can play the game, but it's geared towards seniors.
I hope it electrocutes the old people that get the answer wrong. They need to learn, and they need to learn now.
Miller leads workshops on campus, guiding.
Do we invest in Bitcoin from the Indian man who cold called us? If he sounds trustworthy. Bzzz. Oh, shit, that's the 4th time today. You'd think I'd learn. Old dog, new tricks and all.
Them through real life situations so they can spot what's real and what's not.
He said he had Frankie Valli tickets if I gave him my social security number. I love Frankie Valli.
AI images, one's phishing and like texts, and one's cookies.
There were a few of the pictures. I was studying them myself as a filmmaker. And
fuck, you're done, dude. I was looking at a few of them. They were very convincing. All right, just leave.
Saying, oh, this is interesting. And so it gave me a chance to listen to what everybody and how they were reacting.
It's not that difficult. Does it sound like a load of horse shit? Say no. Is it someone sounding official calling you and asking you for money over the phone? It's a scam.
AARP survey found that nearly 1 in 4 adults, that's about 110 million people, have lost money to fraud or had their personal information misused.
We need to question everything. If someone is calling you saying that they are with your bank and they need your bank account information or for you to transfer.
If they're with your bank, they already have your bank account information, you dumb boomer.
Transfer money out. It's 100% a scam. That's not how banks operate. So my best advice is.
But it's not like they all of a sudden turned retarded. You've been around. You know this shit. You should technically be able to sniff this out better than anybody.
always verify and verify at the source.
Miller hopes to bring the game to more communities, but her focus has always been simple and clear.
Just have people play it. You know, if it helps one person, then that's enough.
Thank you. In Woodland Hills, Lauren Posen.
Do you guys want
CBS LA.
to? Let's play this. I need to see how easy this. I need to see how easy it is to dupe senior citizens. This needs to be something that I check out right now. Thank you very much to Front Porch Conservative with $50 over on YouTube. Thank you, buddy. Wow, there we go. Thank you very much. $50 from Old Front Porch. And then we've got a gifted membership from Red Fox Mad gifting one. All right, guys, 39 memberships away from 700. Let's go. Let's do it. We're also in the double digits goal-wise. Let's have ourselves a big night for the toe and a perfect week for the evening shows. Let's do this. So we got 39. There we go. 39 memberships away from 700. Everybody start gifting. Let's start the golden shower. Let's fire up the lights. Let's do this thing. Jfish with $1 says, you thought glass fruit cutting was real. Take a step down off that high horse, you smug fuck. Much love, Dick. Peace. Now, wait a minute. But if someone would have said, give me $50 or give me your bank account information so that I can do more glass cutting videos, I wouldn't have given it to him. By the way, thank you, Dan Vicious, for the $2. Says the kids might be all right. Thank you. Boozamak with $1. Boozamak says, I got here late. What was the outcome of today's meeting? We going to be on radio or doing a news show soon? I don't want to say too much. It went very well. I like the opportunity. It is a licensing and distribution deal. So our show will be on another platform if this goes through. And then I also got invited to do some stuff. They saw our protest coverage. And they were wondering if I had any interest on doing any kind of like journalism stuff on the side. And I'm like, actually, yeah, I kind of do. So it looks good. We just have to figure out, you know, the I's, the T's, and all that stupid shit and see if we're going to do it. I like it. I liked what I heard. And I did get my Lost Interests gifted membership. Or is that his second one? Buzmak said I missed my Lost Interest membership. I don't think I did. I think that was, unless my Lost Interest, let me know if you've gifted 2 today. And if you have, then I did miss one, and I apologize. All right, Dan Vicious sent us this one. Oh, yeah. Wow, we didn't play this on the show? The Scientology run? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we did this. Yeah, a couple of kids just, like, sprinted into the Scientology Center because you're not allowed to bring cameras in there. You're not allowed to record. They get you at the door, and they throw you out. But these kids just decided they were going to run like hell and see how far they could get into this. Now, I don't know if this is the Celebrity Center or just a Scientology building. That was a nice leap, kid.
Wow, it's nice in here.
How are you committing, Mr. Yeah, you gotta get out.
Okay, I'll leave.
Get out.
Dude, like, Scientologists are like the lamest white people, and there's so many people afraid of them. Like, I understand, like, being afraid of their legal abilities, like they're very litigious and all that. I get that 100%. However, physically, these people are not intimidating whatsoever. By the way, Buzmak says that was his second one. Oh, well then I apologize. Thank you very much. So then 38 memberships. Ooh, guys, 38 memberships away from 700. Let's do it. Again, if we go over by 35 tonight, I'm going till 9 o'clock. The evening show has been crushing it this week. But if we get to those 700 memberships, oh, I don't think there's anybody better. Oh, somebody muted Rusty Grammar. What the hell? I just got a text from Rusty. He says, I think you muted me. Well, let me see. Let's take a look. It's an easy way to figure this out. We go to moderation. Muting. Nope. Oh, you know what? If someone did mute you, they probably either muted you for 5 minutes or for this stream because you are not in the muted users section. In fact, we have muted no one this entire month. Some bitch. Sorry, Rusty. See, oh no, there he is. He's right there. He's right in the chat. What are we fucking bitching about? All right, guys, 38 memberships away from 700. Let's do ourselves a golden shower. Das Optic Nerve says you should do some journalism. Honestly, you'd be good at it. I think I might. Mikey Two Milk says Rusty is a mod. You are the only one who can mute him. Other mods can't. Uh-oh. Did I try to? Oh, you know what I did? I went to pin the goal and membership status, and I did accidentally mute him for 5 minutes, I think. I think I did fuck that up. That's on me. Let's play this Scout the Scam. Scout the Sam. Here we go. Let's see how difficult this is. Let's see just how fucked our seniors are. Where's the game? Viewing a post, volunteer to return to this. I just want to play the fucking game. Supportive services. Didn't they say there's a game that they play? This is retarded. This is like, hold on a second. Oh, I left the TV on upstairs. I'm like, I heard like church bells and a deep voice, and I'm like, what the I was like, is it the second? Are you there, Lord? I left the TV on upstairs. I have one of those retarded TVs that if you leave it on, oh, that's going to, oh my God, that's going to bug the shit out of me. How loud do I have it? How fucking deaf am I? Where if you leave it on, you get like these northern like paintings or whatever, these northern scenes show up as like a screensaver. And then like these ads and shows just start randomly playing. I hate it. I fucking hate it. All right, guys. Benin says you're ignoring Front Porch on YouTube. No, I said that. I played the sound drop and everything. Oh, you know what though? I didn't read the fucking thing. What an asshole. Front Porch with $50 says, Aaron, are you still going forward with your investment in the new gay bathhouse that's opening in Minneapolis? You know, the one you and Johnny talked about this morning? Yeah. So if you don't know about the gay bathhouse, the fake gay bathhouse, by the way, we don't need to say gay bathhouse. You just need to say bathhouse. That's it. I mean, it's the gay part is implied. But in Minneapolis now, they want to create, they want to make it legal now to have bathhouses. And we shut them down in the 80s, you know, because of AIDS. Gay people kept sucking and fucking all the time and everyone got sick. So we want to bring that back, apparently. So Los Federales made this morning. Now, again, this is not real. Don't let Chad Buzamak or anyone else tell you it is real. But this is what he was talking about. It's called Northwoods Steam and Cream. I'm not reading this. You know what? The only way I read this again, I read this for money today. I said if we did 10 memberships this morning, I would read this whole Northwoods Steam and Cream ad. I am not. You know what? Same rule applies for tonight. Although I'll go 5, since I've already done it once. 5 gifted memberships in the next 5 minutes until 7:30, and I will read the Northwood Steam and Cream spot, but I'm not going to do it for real. It is not real. It was made up by Los Federales. And no, and look, I appreciate the $50, Front Porch Conservative, but I am not investing in the new gay bathhouse. First of all, they haven't even approved the gay bathhouses. and in Minneapolis. And even if they did, I don't think Northwood's Steam and Cream would be a bathhouse that they would open. And third of all, why would I invest in it? I don't know the first thing about steam and cream and bathhouses or anything like that. Chad Buzamok says, I can just clip it if you request for you to play. Oh, that's right. They made me read it as Harvey Fierstein today for 10 gifted memberships. All right. For 5, I'll read it straightforward. For 10 gifted memberships, I'll read it as Gilbert Gottfried. My Lost Interest says, it said you were muted, Silverwolf. Maybe a sneaky prankster mod did it for you. Isn't Silverwolf a mod himself? Fuck's going on? I'm taking away everybody's mod badge. Uzmak says, I'm going to try and mute Aaron for 5 minutes and see if it works. All right, well, here, let me post. Here, I'll post the link, and then you try to mute me. Wait, are you a... What the... When was I drunk enough to make Buzmak a moderator? What the fuck is wrong with me? Anyway, thank you guys very much. $90 away from tonight. 38 memberships away from 700. Stop. All right. Buzmak, knock it the fuck off right now or I'm taking away your mod badge. Silverwolf, just go. Stop it. Stop it. Right now. Aaron, the guy that gave you the $50 is the one that started this bathhouse stuff up again. Give us a free show. No, I'm terrified of missing another goal tonight, so I got to monetize it. $1 from Professor Tie-Dye says, for my bud front porch on YouTube, since Aaron is open with at least being bi, what? Should we try to set him up with some of the OG Dangerous Rhetoric crew? No. And I'm not open to bi. What are we writing fan fiction now? Buzmak says, I legit never muted anyone. This has been happening for a bit. All right, who's muting? Who's muting people, and who do I have to? Whose mod badge do I have to strip away? Tell Rusty it worked. Our experiment was a success. Wait, what? No, who just sent that? What does that mean? Tell Rusty it worked. Our experiment was a success. Who? Why is my own audience plotting? M. Stone, no, of course not. If you believe that, you're gay for a weirdo. Kurt Cobain death mystery reignites as ex-detectives point to 3 clues challenging suicide ruling. Now, I've mentioned during this whole Artemis thing that I'm kind of like, I'm more open to the idea that we never went to the moon than I ever have been. I still believe we were. I think the Apollo missions did put men on the moon multiple times. But this Artemis thing is just weird to me because the whole deal with the Artemis, and I'll tie this back into the Kurt Cobain thing. I know I'm PBDing this thing right now. But the Artemis thing, everyone's making a big deal out of it. And they're like, oh, well, see, it's going right past the moon and it's going around the moon. And I'm like, okay, great. Haven't we been there already? You've never been. Like, well, yeah, we've been there, but this is like totally different and it's crazy. And then I watched an astronaut put honey on toast in zero gravity. And I'm like, wow, I'm glad we paid for that. So it made me think like, wait a minute, did we forget about the moon landing or like forget we lied about the moon landing and we're kind of giving that away? And I shook it off and I was just like, no, we went to it's just a totally different thing. They released pictures though of there's that fucking steam and cream thing. I wasn't ready for that. They released pictures of the Artemis 2 thing. And I don't know. It doesn't look like this earth-shattering, amazing thing that it's being billed at. Like it doesn't live up to the hype. That's all. But the Kurt Cobain thing, that's one conspiracy theory I can't get behind. Kurt Cobain was a mess. He was a drug addict. He was incredibly depressed. Making his music didn't make him happy. He blew his head off with a shotgun. There are other people who go, oh no, Courtney Love killed him. And then all these people and the police and everyone else engaged in this big cover up to what? Save Courtney Love? Who gave a shit about Hole? The band, not her. You get the idea. Well, now they want to reignite the investigation into whether or not Kurt Cobain did himself in. The Seattle Police Department took over the investigation, finding a note, a gun in his hands, and a nearby heroin kit. There you go. Now, in a newly released update tied to his controversial book, Case Closed, The Cobain Murder, The Killing and Cover-Up of Kurt Cobain. Oh, wait a minute. This is an Ian Halperin book? This guy's an ambulance-chasing cunt. Ian Halperin? This guy used to be on Opie and Anthony all the time. He was, and Howard Stern all the time, too. This guy was a clown. No, I'm sorry, but you're going to give me an Ian Halperin book as to the reason why we should look back into the Kurt Cobain murder? First of all, Ian Halperin specializes in digging through the pockets of dead celebrities. And to dredge up the rotted corpse of Kurt Cobain must mean that he's really hard up for stories. No, I don't. Halperin said that he spoke to the former police officer 18 months ago and quoted the source as saying, "I have felt a sense of righteous indignation for years. Finally, I decided to speak out to address a serious wrongdoing." Halperin said the unnamed former detective claimed Cobain's heroin levels were so high that it would have been impossible to fire the gun himself. There were no fingerprints on the gun, and the last 5 lines of his alleged note did not match his own handwriting. So the first lines did? Just on that, the case should not have been labeled a proper investigation should have been conducted, a thorough investigation to find out how, in fact, Cobain died. It was never done. Well, there was literally a smoking gun. There was heroin in his system. There was a note. There was a gunshot wound to the head. I mean, I don't buy it. I don't buy that they just went, close enough. Look, investigations, police work, a lot of that is routine. Like, they do the same shit for every single one of these. Look, you got a guy who had a drug problem. He was clinically depressed. He was emotionally erratic. He was on drugs and he had a gun. I mean, I always go with the easiest, most believable explanation. What's the other explanation? He and Courtney Love were doing heroin. Things got out of hand. She blew his head off. And then, again, everybody helped him cover it up or helped her cover it up. I'm sorry. I can't buy that. And look, I know there's a lot of people who know a lot more about this whole thing than I do. Nirvana was a little bit before my time. I also wasn't a very big fan of them when I was old enough to be a fan of them. I know that there was a girl I dated in high school, super into Kurt Cobain. And I mean, dated, for a week or two back in high school. And, anyway, look, she was super into Kurt Cobain. And she was convinced that Courtney Love did it and all this stuff. And it kind of reminded me of like when I was in middle school and I thought Tupac faked his death. And I was like, yo, but if you go on this website, you can see that he doesn't have it. It's just like you get older and you're like, oh, shit, did I really think that? But she had all this evidence and she was convinced that Kurt Cobain was killed. I personally, I don't buy it. Look, and again, some of you guys are wiser to this than I am. You got some evidence. You got some things I don't know. I'm more than willing to change my mind. I'm not invested in the Kurt Cobain, him being the gunman theory. I promise you. Thank you very much to Red Fox Mad with $5. He says, the earth is flat, Aaron, with a dome over the land and the sea is above the dome. It's impossible to be on the moon. Didn't you read the Bible, Aaron? Is that, you know what? I think we figured out what our members only show is going to be on YouTube tomorrow. Moon landing. Was the moon landing fake? I think that's what we got to go with. Chef Maddock with $1 says, have you never seen the movie Soaked in Bleach? No, like I'm trying to be polite about it. I'm trying to be nice. I thought Nirvana was shit. I thought it was all sad bastard music. I am so sad. She doesn't like me. The football players are all gay. I'm so sad. You should see how miserable I be. Sorry, not my thing. I'll get attention for being sad, and I'll purposely be different so you pay attention. Get the fuck out of here. My Lost Interest says, Aaron, if we did go to the moon, then the 5K photos from Artemis should be able to show the debris from the landing. Papa Shab says, you listen to Eric Church. Right, thank you. Papa Shab making a great point. I am a great arbiter for whether or not Nirvana's shit because I listen to really good music. Thank you. I'm paraphrasing, but I believe that's what you said. And thank you. Finally, somebody gets it. Front Porch Conservative with $9.99. He says to Professor Tie-Dye, yes, since Aaron has now come out and acknowledged his bisexuality, perhaps setting him up on a date with some OG members of the Dangerous Rhetoric crowd would be a good idea. Chef Maddox says, if I gift a sub, will you watch it in the next week? Yeah. Yeah, if you gift a membership on Rumble, that's fine. M. Stone says, heroin is a female hero. You absolute retard. No, they're both. There's heroin with an N, and there's heroin N-E, which would be a female hero. You got it, M. Stone. All right, guys, we are 38 memberships away from 700 members. Let's fucking go. Let's do it. Let's get to 700 or as close as we possibly can. Let's golden shower. Oh, wow, look at that. My Lost Interest. Oh, God. 3 more gifted memberships, and we got a golden shower, kids. My Lost Interest gifting a membership. Chevmatic gifting a membership. 36 memberships away from 765 away from a win tonight. $100, and we go till 9 o'clock. Redbird with $1 says, if only we had left mirrors on the moon that hobby astronomers haven't bounced lasers off of. Trucker 18-wheeler says, check Cash App, check PayPal. Chad Buzmak, why do you think I brought the water? If we do a golden shower, I drink from the bowl. Wait a minute, guys, hold on. Trucker 18-wheeler said, check Cash App. Guys, wait. People love this bit. I have to stop the show. I don't even know where the fuck my Cash App is. Do I have one? There it is. Hold on. I got to check Cash App because he said so. Hold on. Let me see. Wait a minute. But there's nothing in there. I don't understand. Why would you say that? Hold on. He said check PayPal. I think that's what he meant. Hold on. But nobody gave anything on PayPal. I don't understand why you would tell me to check it. Oh, he said check Venmo. Hold on. There's nothing on Steel Toe Media Inc. and Venmo either. I don't know. We must have our wires crossed or something like that. Thank you guys very much. $65 away from tonight. 36 memberships away from 700. Let's see how close we can get. 3 more memberships in the next minute or two, and we've got ourselves a golden shower. That would be 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. All right, so I got to watch Soaked in Bleach. I got to write that down because I will not remember. Soaked in Blech. All right. I am fascinated. I know some of you might not be because A, it's gossipy. B, it's football, and those are 2 things that a lot of you guys really, really hate. Hey, 273 of you checking out the toe right now. Do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. And let's continue going up, up, up in the world. This Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel thing is fascinating because I'm seeing guys like Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy is like photoshopping people into these photos because he's trying to run cover for Diana Rossini. People are simping for this chick and Mike Vrabel. So what happened was, if you didn't see, They were at the same hotel in Sedona, Arizona. Diana Rossini is the New York Times NFL reporter. She goes and talks to all the coaches, talks to all the players. I mean, she gets all the scoops. She gets all the insider information. And she doesn't like J.J. McCarthy, and that bothers me. Mike Vrabel is the head coach, and he was a great player too, but he's the head coach of the New England Patriots, and he went to the Super Bowl this year. Lost to Seattle, but he went to the Super Bowl this year. So they both got great careers. They also are both married. Vrabel and Rossini are both married. Well, someone caught them in Sedona being very, very not seemingly married with one another. Now, Dave Portnoy added like 3 people to this photo to go, see, guys, they're not cheating on each other. That photo's bullshit. Then we got them standing on some deck on a Red Rock sunset, hugging each other and looking longingly out at the mountains. I mean, their big excuse is, well, we were there with friends. Even if you're there with friends, married people do not hug each other like this when their spouses are around. I mean, it's not cool. They don't sit in the pool like this, lounging together by themselves. Look, nobody can say with any degree of certainty that they're boning each other, all right? Fine. But these pictures definitely look a little cozy. Not only that, if you're a New York Times NFL reporter, you can't be getting that chummy with one of your potential stories with somebody who would be an asset like Mike Vrabel. By the way, I've heard of Diana Rossini. I've seen her work. She does a good job. I had no idea that she was good looking, though. I really, when I thought Diana Rossini, I thought, well, she's really good at covering football. And all the women who are really good at good at covering football, I can't talk, are usually older or like really butch lesbians. And it's like, all right, I trust their opinion. They're usually not like super hot and also very good at covering football. We usually forgive their mediocre takes because they're attractive. What's up, Kay Adams? I'm just kidding. So the Patriots head coach sought to put a damper on the controversy sparked by the pics, claiming his bathing suit clad interaction with Rossini was innocent. These photos show a completely innocent interaction, and any suggestion otherwise is laughable. He said, now that, you guys catch that? That sounds like cope to me. That sounds like getting out in front of it. When you do that thing where you don't allow anyone to have another opinion of what it is, like when you're like, that was a completely innocent interaction. All right, that's fine. You know what? That would convince me. I might believe you on that one. Anyone who suggests otherwise is being laughable. Whoa. See, now that, my 40 years on this earth, that usually shows that you're trying to like get ahead of something or, it just, it comes off as manipulative. This doesn't deserve any further response. She also, Diana Rossini also downplayed her involvement, saying the photos don't represent the group of 6 people who were hanging out during the day. Really? Even on the deck staring at the Red Rocks? Okay. Like most journalists in the NFL, reporters interact with sources away from stadiums and other venues. Do they hold each other during the sunset ever so gently? I ain't buying it. Another thing that Mike Vrabel is getting shit for, by the way, is just last week. So remember that, remember the Jaden Ivey, the Bulls player who said that he's not cool with the NBA saluting Pride Month because he thinks it's an abomination? Well, a Patriots player tried to get that guy's back by quoting scripture. Mike Vrabel called him uneducated, said, sorry, he's going to educate himself. He didn't mean to upset anyone, blah, 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 blah. Like, it came off as really condescending, like, I'll tame this wild Negro. And that was kind of shitty. So I'm kind of glad that this happened to Mike Vrabel. I'm glad it's making him sweat a little bit. Look, do we have enough to say that they're fucking each other? No. But is it nice to see a guy who was kind of a dick just a minute ago squirm? Yeah, for sure. Redbird with $1 says, Cash App, Aaron wearing white face for a decade confirmed. I have no idea what that means. Leah with $1 says, McCarthy is garbage. We signed Kyler Murray because it's going to push JJ to be a better quarterback. You'll see. Everything's going to be fine. $65 away from tonight and just 36 memberships away from 700. Guys, gift those memberships. Let's get after it. Let's go. Taste Fairy says, is this like a Brett Favre, Jen Sturger thing? No, there was a lot more smoke on that one. There was a lot more evidence that Brett Favre was, and by the way, he wasn't fucking her. He was sexually harassing her. There's a big difference. He was like telling her he wants to fuck her and just like sending her pictures of his cock. Like Brett was an old creep. There's a whole Netflix documentary about the Brett Favre, Jen Sturger thing. So then people have been digging into Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini to figure out, hey, what's going on here? In Newsweek today, they're now reporting about Diana Rossini's questionable past, saying this might not be the first time she's accused of getting a little too close to her source. Now, the Vrabel Rossini, this is out of Newsweek. The Vrabel Rossini meetup may be innocent enough, but the incident did bring to light a somewhat concerning pattern for the NFL insider. And by the way, if these accusations are true, it's terrible for women covering football. It sets them back 20 years because it's just going to go back to people going, see, they got to suck dick to get a story. Back in 2015, Rossini, who was with ESPN at the time, found herself in a similar situation when Jessica McCloughan, the wife of then Washington Commanders GM Scott McCloughan, publicly called out Rossini for allegedly having an affair with her husband and also accused her of trading sexual favors for insider information. See, this is, now you start to get into the pattern thing where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm pretty sure this info is coming from my husband to his new side chick, Diana. It's confirmed, Jessica tweeted after Rossini broke the news that Kirk Cousins, hey, Kirk, would be replacing Robert Griffin III as the team's starting quarterback. She later apologized to Rossini and ESPN, stating the messages were unfounded and inappropriate, but the internet hasn't forgotten. Usually if a woman's got an idea that her husband's fucking around with some specific chick, she's not wrong. And when Rossini suddenly started breaking major news and seemingly getting scoops no one else was about the Tennessee Titans on a regular basis, it was back when Vrabel was their head coach from 2018 to 2023. The speculation started up again. So this isn't even the first time that people have suspected her and Vrabel because she was getting a lot of info about the Titans. Fans hit social media again after the Vrabel-Rossini photos were published, and they were quick to point out the McCloughan incident and makes the Vrabel one look much worse. I mean, it's a cutthroat world in sports journalism. Who knows? I mean, I'm not saying that it establishes a pattern because we technically have absolutely no confirmation that any of this stuff happened, but the pictures look bad. People have noticed that she got a lot of breaking news stories about the Titans when Vrabel was there. And we have the wife of the GM of an NFL franchise saying that Rossini fucked her husband. There's enough there to warrant an investigation. My Lost Interest says, you know what they say, where there's smoke, there's burning pubes. Yeah. I haven't heard that one for a long time. That's an oldie but a goodie. No, Chad Buzamok, I have not sucked dick. Wait, no, that question is a trap question, you son of a bitch. I have not sucked dick for any stories. Your question was if I sucked dick for more than one story. If I answer that question no, then you can say, oh, so just one. No, I've never sucked a dick for any story. You know what I'd suck a dick for right now? 36 memberships to get us to 700. Let's go, baby, let's go. Get it in there in the Rumble. Boozmock says, so you did it for free. Gotcha. Where's that shotgun effect with the splat on the screen? Oh, shit, I'm not the fat hack with a back problem. Scouse Ghost with $1 says, I've actually found Aaron's medical photos from his doctors. Please, everyone, be strong for the boss. At least these could be coupled with some gifted memberships because I have a feeling this is not going to be complimentary. Let's take a look. That's someone with titties, and that I kind of wish I had that body. Oh, see, now I don't have that. Those are weird bulbous titties. That would be fine. That is fucked up and weird. No, those are not pictures of my front or side profile. Thank you very much. I mean, I appreciate you trying to share those things with the show. Phil Herslit says, breaking news, Aaron sucks dicks, just not for news stories. No, I meant there's absolutely, this is the problem with the media. No ethics, no scruples. All right, guys, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, but more importantly, throw us those memberships on Rumble and drop in a big 50 or a big 20 and we'll knock out that 65. And who knows, maybe you'll get a half hour of overtime tonight if we go over by 35. I think if my math is right, a couple of those 5 gifted membership drops, we're looking aces. Thanks, guys. All right, we got another day of flip-flop Rogan. I tell you what, man, Joe Rogan just cannot pick a side of the track. One day he's telling Theo Von that he's got to calm the fuck down because Theo's scared that the world is going to hell in a handbasket, so he's chastising Theo about that. The next day he's telling Arsenio Hall, yes, he had Arsenio Hall on his show, that the Iran war was launched to distract from the Epstein files. You know what Joe Rogan is? This is a perfect explanation of what Joe Rogan is. He is really, really super edgy and takes really dangerous takes if you're a normie who watches like cable news and stuff like that. Joe Rogan is like your Tim Dillon. He's like, oh, wow, I listen to Rogan and that guy's out there. You ought to hear him. Like people who watch Fox News and CNN to get their information. Rogan's like their crazy out there conspiracy guy that they watch. But if you're way too immersed in podcasts and shit like that, hello, then you look at Rogan as like he is the Fox News, he is the CNN, he is the mainstream media of that world. He doesn't go crazy and hard in the paint like Alex Jones or Candace Owens. He's not like a liberal firebrand like Sam Cedar or any of those guys. Joe's, like I said, one day Joe is all about the Epstein files. The next day he's running cover for Kash Patel. You can't get a collar on the guy. So this is Joe Rogan talking to Arsenio Hall about the Iran war being launched to cover for the Epstein files, which if you watch Fox News all day, that's a crazy bananas thing to say. If you're you and me, you look at Joe and you go, yeah, no shit. Of course they did.
That's nuts. That's a sick society.
As a kid, I did magic, right? And there's a thing.
Black people love magic. You ever seen black people react to street magic? Holy shit. Do a card trick to a group of like young black adults. Oh my, you better make sure there's no breakable stuff sitting on a shelf or a table because they'll knock that the fuck over. That is sorcery to them.
In magic, if I take a coin and put in this hand, there's a thing called misdirection. That's what I just did to you. You looked at that hand. I'm doing some shit right here.
Right.
That's the story of American politics.
Oh, yeah. Whenever something weird's going on. Look, when Monica Lewinsky...
See, like, I know, like, you guys hear that and you're like, yeah, no shit, guys. That's what we talk about every day. But, like, to normies, that's some deep shit. Because they take everything at face value.
When Bill Clinton got caught with Monica Lewinsky, they immediately started bombing some other countries. They're like, we got to distract these people. This is just too complicated.
Yeah.
Look, the Epstein files comes out, we go to war with Iran. It's a good way to get people to stop talking about certain things. You give them a new problem to think about.
Hey, this morning, I wake up in a very nice hotel, thanks to you. Breakfast was paid for, the tip was done, all that shit. It was kind of cool.
I hope that Joe only did that for Arsenio, and Theo Von texts him and is like, bro, what the fuck? You paid for Arsenio's hotel? I thought we were friends.
And I was nervous. And I'm thinking, I'm nervous to go see my guy and talk, which is insane. But then, sometimes you try to focus on why you're really nervous. Why am I so nervous? And I realized it wasn't just coming here. I had watched about a half hour of news, and it was making my stomach.
Very true.
Yeah.
Dude, and think about it. These guys watch like normie news. This is a real feeling. Like if you watch too much news during the day, you'll scare the shit out of yourself. I do it on a daily basis. I'll watch Breaking Points or whatever. I'll watch Crystal and Sakar, and I'll be like, we're going to fucking die. Like, it's over. Like, my whole thing, like, you can't vote your way out of this. That's because I watch too much news. And maybe you could say, well, Aaron, you just know. You're caught up. You're informed if you feel that way. I mean, maybe. Or we just watch so much fear-mongering shit that we're black-pilled, and maybe there is a way out of this, but we immerse ourselves in doom and gloom all day, and you're just walking around shaky and nervous, and then there's a pill for that, you know? I mean, I'm not there, but I get it. You watch a half hour of news straight, and all of a sudden you're shitting yourself, and you have no idea why.
Because I feel so sad on a lot of levels.
And anxiety.
Yes.
And news just gives me anxiety.
But I gotta, as a comic, I gotta watch because I gotta know everything. I gotta have that mental Rolodex loaded.
Yes.
Do you? Like, can't you just like do Seinfeldian jokes? Can't you just do, you know? I mean, I appreciate you doing content, and I appreciate you doing stand-up comedy and touring around and making a living. I get that, but like, not if it's gonna break your brain, bro.
For crowd work or whatever.
Well, you have to know what's going on in the world, unfortunately. If I wasn't a comic, I would have no social media. I would never consume the news. I would just hide.
Yeah.
I would just like go to a peaceful place. I'd probably have a place in the mountain somewhere and just fucking chill.
I love how Rogan acts like he's not that guy now. Like, have you ever watched his show where his guests try to educate him on some shit going on in the news right now? And Rogan's like, what? I don't, really? That's a thing? Let's look that up. Jamie, could you look that up? That's really crazy. Like, Joe's like, man, if I didn't have to do this, if I didn't have to be informed for my podcast, I'd just go into the mountains. I'd live in isolation. I was like, dude, you do DMT, you do isolation tanks, you hunt in the mountains for elk. When you're like, you're telling me that the meathead level of intellect we get on the Joe Rogan podcast is you giving a shit, leaning in and following the news? Where like anyone who's like educated on the news comes in and tries to tell you some shit, you go, no, that can't be. What are you saying? Jamie, look that up. Chad Buzamak, I caught that too. I didn't want to say, I kind of thought we'd been around the block racially tonight on tonight's show, but you're right. Yeah, the tip was done. Arsenio Hall was really happy that he didn't have to leave that tip. By the way, always tip a little extra when it's one of those pre-made, pre-done tip things, because usually what that is about 15 to 18% is what they do with those. So I don't know if that's necessarily, like, you can throw a couple extra bucks on there, especially if you're Arsenio Hall. I always confuse Arsenio Hall for MC Hammer only because they're both black and they were black at the same time. But I always forget. I'm like, oh shit, Arsenio Hall went broke. It's like, no, that was Hammer. And Hammer didn't go like broke. Hammer went rich people broke, and now he's not rich people broke anymore. But Arsenio Hall's got a couple of bucks. $16 to $20 million. So yeah, he's touring for something to do. He's good. How about MC Hammer? MC Hammer did like some cartoons and shit to get his net worth back up there. Oh shit. No, he's worth around $2 million. I mean, look, you and I would trade places with MC Hammer in a heartbeat, but like Hammer used to be worth $70 million and that went bye-bye. Scouse Ghost with $1 says Aaron's first black crush as a teen. You know what? I did have a first black crush as a teen. And if you get this right, I will admit it. Someone said Joe Rogan is not a comic in the chat. I have seen Joe Rogan live. He was at the XL Energy Center in like 2018. And I decided I would go. SP and I went, actually. 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. He's very, like, Joe Rogan, if he didn't have his podcast, he could make a living as a comic, but he wouldn't be headlining stadiums. No way in hell. He's he would be a little better. He would be a little better than like a headliner at bars, but he wouldn't be like stadium theater kind of good. All right, guys, hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Here's what I need from you. Make sure we bang it out tonight. We're 36 memberships away from 700, $65 away from tonight's goal. I want to knock that out. I want to make it a perfect week of evening shows. We came up only 35 short this morning. If you put us back on perfect, I'll go until 9 o'clock tonight. But let's all gift a membership right now. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Gift those memberships. Let's get as close to 700 as we can. I would love to get all the way there. Oh God, Scouse Ghost. This was not my first black crush. This is Arsenio Hall as a woman in Coming to America. It's not. Black people, especially back in the 80s and 90s, loved cross-dressing. And nobody was happier to bring them mountains of cross-dressing content like Eddie Murphy. Oh my God. If it was an Eddie Murphy movie, there had to be a black person pretending to be a woman and, oh my God, oh shit, he got titties. And then, they went too far with Norbit and shit. Like, you got 2 Clumps movies out of the deal. Then you got Norbit and everyone's like, all right, black people got to fucking chill out on the cross-dressing. Then all of a sudden, Tyler Perry slapped some Bible verses with it and some Southern Baptist charm, and Medea was born, and then black people loved cross-dressing again. But there had to be a break between Tyler Perry and Eddie Murphy because Eddie abused it, and he abused it really, really bad. Way too much. It was really nice of Eddie to give that transgender prostitute a ride home, though. Wasn't that nice? Was that him? Wait. Was that him or Hugh Grant? Which one said they were giving the trans prostitute a ride home? Yeah, I believe it. Who said they were giving... It was Jim Norton, actually. Who said they were giving a trans prostitute a ride home? It was Eddie Murphy. In 1997, actor Eddie Murphy stated he was acting as a good Samaritan by giving a ride to a transgender sex worker, Shalimar Seuli, whom he picked up on Santa Monica Boulevard. Murphy was not charged, but he claimed he was simply offering a ride to the individual, who was later arrested. Wait a minute. So the trans prostitute got arrested, but Eddie Murphy didn't. I would arrest you, Eddie, but I just love it when you put titties on, man. Holy shit. You haven't seen Eddie put titties on? Eddie, you got anything you can make titties out of right now? Put some titties on, Eddie. Watch this motherfucker put titties on. It's crazy. This is the kind of shit you guys think is funny? Hey, you ain't never seen a guy put titties on before? Fucking hilarious. Maybe that's what Eddie should have said. He's researching for a role. He was just doing method acting. He was observing trans in their natural habitat. Which, by the way, I was giving the trans prostitute a ride home makes no sense. The trans prostitute would not want to ride home. The trans prostitute would want to be on the street trying to make money at their trans prostitute job. Hey, I'm starting to think that Eddie Murphy was lying. He's full of beans. Boozmock says, Boozmock also said you're thinking of Jim Norton. God damn it, I'm as bad as the toe. Boozmock, I'm disgusted by how you still fake that I'm not miles and miles more talented and funnier off the cuff than any of those hacks you listen to in that cancer verse you like to follow. It's insulting. I'm a good sport about it. But you know it, I know it, and the American people know it. Nobody can go toe-to-toe with me on my best day. These guys, it's insulting for you to even put me in that category. You and I both thinking a Jim Norton joke at the same time. How do you like that, bitch? Hey, congratulations. You're now as funny as I am sometimes. Nice. My Lost Interest says, good 80s poll, Aaron. That's what they told Eddie when he was in the car with that trans hooker. Eddie as the pastor in Coming to America was hilarious. Was the pastor Randy Watson? Was that who it was? Randy Watson was the pastor in Coming to America. Dude, I went to when I went to broadcasting school, a lot of people would pick radio names. I always thought radio names were fucking gay. Because I listened to like the Common Man, Dan Cole, Tom Bernard, all those guys use their real names. I'm like, I'm going to use my real name. Plus, I'm an ego whore and I need all the credit. All the black guys I went to school with who wanted to be in radio, they all picked the fucking shittiest names. It was so, like, they were all, like, really performative and, like, showy. So there was a guy I went to school with named Lamina. And Lamina, he said, I'm going to be Randy Watson. And I hadn't seen Coming to America at this point. I was the quintessential, white schoolmate. And he's like, yo, you got to call me Randy Watson when I'm on the air. And all the black guys, oh, shitty Randy Watson, man. Oh, shitty Randy Watson. I had no fucking idea who Randy Watson was. It wasn't until years later I was like, oh, God. He named himself after the pastor in Coming to America. Oh, fuck's sake. Redbird with $1 says, Joe Rogan is a worse comedian than you because he's a well-adjusted adult that matured past high school. It's a fair point. Painful, but a fair point. Scousko says, or was Randy Watson the singer with Sexual Chocolate? Oh, was he really? I still haven't seen enough Coming to America then, apparently. Let's see then. We've got Randy Watson. Oh, yeah, it was Randy Watson and Sexual Chocolate. You're right. I can't play too much of this. We'll get popped, but.
And welcome him to the stage. Big round of applause for Jackson Heights' own Mr. Randy Watson.
That's what it is. The preacher guy brings Randy Watson up on the stage. That's where I fucked that up. Okay. Well, there. We figured out something from the 80s. MSO says, Aaron ignoring my posts again, but I'm okay with it. What did you say, Mr. I need special fucking attention? He says $65, a mere bag of shells. Oh, yeah? If $65 left in the goal is a mere bag of shells, why am I shitting my pants? You didn't need to know that. But yes, now that you know, I need to hit this goal tonight. Is 65 going to fuck us over? No, not at all. But I'm in one of my fucking mental case states. I got complaints from people the last 2 days. They're like, Aaron, you missed by 120. You were cool as a cucumber. You didn't give a fuck, and you just did the show. What gives? I was like, you know what? This audience always comes through. And that night and last night, they came through. So then this morning, we missed by 35, and I'm like, 35. They'll fucking, during Oz's show, they'll figure that shit out. And so I was kind of chill about that. But then it's kind of like, all right, you guys are testing me now. I'm not going to be okay with an L tonight. So Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Let's bang out that 65. MSO says it's a mere bag of shells. I feel like that's the kiss of death. Let's get after it. Links are in the chat. And we're 36 memberships from 700. And if we go over by 35 tonight, I'll go until 9. Let's go. Chip in. We're rallying in 15. All right. SP was telling me about this, that like cookie cutter homes, like like everyone who moved out into the suburbs, into developments and all that, that was seen as, oh, you got out of the city, you're into the suburbs, everything else. Well, now apparently the like cookie cutter suburban neighborhood is now becoming like the ghetto, which I wish somebody would have told me. It's like that's now seen as kind of like Back to the Future Part 2, where Marty found out he lives in Hilldale. He's like, shit, I live in Hilldale? That's amazing. Because in his time, Hilldale was really nice. It's where the Uppies all lived. But by the time they were in the future, in 2015 or whatever it was, Hilldale was a rundown piece of shit. And that's what they're saying that these suburban neighborhoods are going to become in a few years. American developers, now consider this. Birth rates are declining in the United States. Younger people can't afford houses. The average first-time home buyer in America right now is 40 years old. That's insane. But yet still, housing developments are going up like crazy in places like Florida. Somebody took this video and said it doesn't make sense the way the housing market is to be building shit like this. Take a look. Oh, well, fuck it. Took us somewhere else. Take a look. Oh, wow. I didn't know we get the Dexter music for it. So there, just these cookie cutter homes that all look the same. Apparently, they're building these for Indian immigrants. So they're bringing people over on H-1B visas and just slapping together these shitty, same cookie cutter houses. And they're not even selling them to the Indian H-1B1 migrants. They're renting them out to them. It's basically like the old company store at the coal mine. You know, you'll work here, you'll live here, you'll shop here, we'll keep everything in-house. So this is troubling because we've got a housing problem. And also they're buying up farmland to do it. So we're getting rid of farms and open fields and beautiful land to build shitty dystopian cookie cutter homes for a bunch of H-1B Indians. As a matter of fact, Tyler Oliveira is doing a documentary about this very thing with H-1B1 and FB or F1 visas and Indians coming in at an alarming rate. Here's a clip from it.
India Bazaar is right there. I want to see if we can find some F1 students in this 7-Eleven.
F1.
And secondly, I want to see the moment I walk in there if I will be met with an Indian cashier. Hello, question for you.
Ding, 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 ding.
Are you on an F1? Are you an F1 student? No. Okay, are you H1B?
Yeah.
You're
H1B. Where's he working? At a fucking gas station. He's here on an H1B visa and he's working at a gas station. Now, even the Indians who come here on an H1B visa, on average, make 30% less than Americans who do the same job. So the H-1B visa is not here to like bring in more talented people or bring in, Donald Trump. Remember when he shit on Americans and he's like, we're not good enough. We're not educated enough. We need to bring in these Indians. Turns out they do a shittier job than we do, but they do it for 30% less. So we bring them in and forsake our own people. And then we have these blights. We remove these beautiful fields and these great views and we just build shit on top of them for them to live in. I mean, you talk about going in the wrong direction. We're sprinting in it.
H1B? Yeah. Working here at 7-Eleven? Yeah. Okay, where are you from?
India.
Where in India?
Andhra.
Andhra?
Yeah.
Is that close to Hyderabad?
Yeah, I'm going to call my manager.
Okay.
I'm going to call my manager. Now, that looks weird, I guess, for the documentary, but also, if you got a guy walking into your gas station with a microphone just asking about why you're here, what city you're from in India and all that is a little weird. You would want to call somebody. But yeah, it's just we're in this doom cycle where it's just like in Minnesota, it's fraudulent daycares and all kinds of other shit. And then in Florida, it's just all a bunch of cookie cutter houses for Indians here on H-1Bs so they can work in gas stations. It is such a fixable problem, and we continue to make the choice to go down the wrong path. Sam Show says F-1B visas are for people who know proprietary shit for companies. Well, he's on the gas station one. All right, guys, $65 away from tonight's goal. Let's get a win. Everybody gift a membership. 36 away from 700. Let's notch a win. It would give us a perfect week of evening shows, and I would love that. So please and thank you. Please get that number down as much as we can. I've been so cool about 2 losses so far this week. I'm really being tested on 3 of them. Speaking of Minnesota, it's getting really difficult to find a Minnesota story where we don't look like a bunch of assholes. Minneapolis has a Batman now. And now look, I know that sounds badass. Like, we got crime, we got fraud, we got people taking advantage. So, like, having a Bruce Wayne Batman kind of a thing, that's badass. We're kicking ass, we're taking names. No, he's like a liberal Batman, and basically what he does is he dresses up at night, goes out in like a weird Batman-esque dark outfit, and writes down people's license plates. Even our Batman is gay in Minnesota. Coming to a bathhouse near you. That's what they do. The Batman light is on the roof of the bathhouses, and they shine it up in the sky, and it's just a pink dildo. And then Batman shows up. He's like, I'm here to deliver justice. Like, all right, Batman, there was a carjacking. All right, I'm going to write down the license plate of the car from a safe distance. It's like, what? Yeah. That's how we're going to do it. Aren't you going to go, like, find the guy who stole the car and go beat the shit out of him? Well, that would be an extrajudicial beating. That would be against the law. Right. You're a vigilante. You go and catch the bad guys. We have rules in a civilized society, and I'm going to follow them. Now tell me where I can find the car so I can write down the license plate. And also, get me in touch with the police. I want to let them know that they can check the cameras at the red lights. I don't really know what the fuck we called you here for. I don't know, but you put that pink dildo in the sky, and I can't get here fast enough. No shit, this is the guy we've got. Minnesota's Batman. His true crime saga is stranger than fiction. Oh, boy. On a cold Saturday, just before midnight. This is the newspaper article. Minneapolis's Batman passed 3 guys in shorts, and he didn't suck one of them off. That Batman's got restraint. And dodged a puddle of vomit near the Dinkytown McDonald's. That's the college campus at the U of M. The crime-fighting superhero known as No Mark, sounds like a huge mark, was patrolling his usual rounds, and he was wearing his usual all-black uniform, including a black mask with a menacing skeleton's grin. Look out! Dude, there's going to be a group of black guys just drinking Colt 45s, beating the shit out of this kid one night. He's got to knock this shit off. In just a few months, No Mark's social media videos have drawn more than 500,000 followers. Well, that's what Batman was in it for. Who watched the anonymous character recover a stolen bike and break up a fight and battle an internet nemesis. Oh, God. I found your stolen bike. Thank you, Minneapolis Batman. You're welcome. You want a hand job in the bushes? What? No, stop. This is like Batman gets fucking Me Too'd. He broke up a fight. Hey, you two kids, it turns out the Dairy Queen has blizzards enough for everyone. I'm just here to help. This winter, No Mark took on what he sees as larger nefarious forces. That's right. I did a sit-in at the university to protest climate change. Oh, fuck, I wasn't that far off. He assisted ICE protesters at the Whipple Federal Building. Oh, oh, God, why have you forsaken Minnesota? Oh, wait. He also investigated the environmental harms of a proposed data center. How did I know we were going to have the gayest fucking Batman? He investigated the environmental harms of a local oil refinery, wading into murkier territory by potentially trespassing. Oh, no. I mean, the real Batman basically sodomizes people with his fists, but trespassing, you could get a ticket for that. He also started recruiting a few others with guardian angel-esque aspirations to join him on patrols. I just uncovered one of the most disturbing. The past few weeks, I've been investigating the property of a potential cult. I just uncovered one of the most disturbing things I met. And now somebody is after me. Oh, yeah? The superhero's power perhaps lies less in his personally stopping or solving crimes than encouraging his fans to shrug off their bystander malaise and take more responsibility for their community's well-being. Fuck. This is... one time... he actually, I wasn't making that up. One time he did take down the license plate number of what he thought was a carjacking. So he helped. My Lost Interest says, doesn't Aaron own a Batman costume? And didn't he attend the ICE protests? I was never there in the Batman costume. I did mine as a funny bit. This guy fucking sucks. He's awful. Chad Buzmak says, I think if we hit the goal, Tony's to go till 9 in the Batman costume. I don't have the Batman costume anymore. And I'm pretty sure since our goal hasn't moved in like a half hour, 45 minutes, it's... Oh, please hit tonight. $65 away. We're going to try to rally in 2 minutes. Don't make it 3 misses. I mean, look, they're not very big. Just don't make it 3 misses in a week. I'm trying my best to take them in stride. I hate this old man. He's like 81. He's got Dodgers season tickets. Tell me if I'm being callous. He's pissed because they won't give him paper tickets anymore. He's like, oh, I don't get paper tickets, and I've been a season ticket holder for over 50 years. This is bullshit. And it's like, nobody makes paper tickets anymore. Everything's on your phone. Are you also going to be pissed that you can't take a horse and buggy to the game or a Conestoga wagon? What? Fuck off. Let's watch. Maybe you'll see your granddad in them and you'll like them. I don't know. Just give me a membership.
Errol Siegel is a 50-year Dodger season ticket holder, and he says the team has printed his season tickets every year until now. The 81-year-old says the team told him they've gone fully digital and printing his tickets is no longer an option. I'm Alex Rozier with NBC LA.
Holy shit, he did his like murderer news voice for this.
This year, I received a notice that no longer will I be able to get printed tickets.
Shmuel Buckman is pissed.
That's a problem for Errol, who doesn't know how to use a computer, and he barely has a phone.
It's just nothing. That's it.
Yeah, you can't get tickets on that. No.
You can't.
We reached out to the team for a response to see if they'll make an exception and print.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll print out season tickets for 81 home games for some 80-year-old who can't figure out how to work a phone. Sure.
Tickets for the 81-year-old. We haven't heard back. But yesterday, Errol wanted to try something. He left this recycling center, went to Dodger Stadium, and bought 4 tickets at the ticket window. Guess what? He got them. 4 printed tickets.
Jesus.
So clearly they can print tickets.
So we're going to make a big fucking fuss about this old man. Oh.
They can print them. They just don't want to print them for me.
How does this make you feel?
Terrible. 50 years, 5 generations I've had these tickets.
50 years is not 5 generations. It's 5 decades. It's like 2.5 generations.
50 years, and they threw me under the bus.
They didn't throw you under the bus. They weren't like, fuck this old guy. When they were just like, the times they are changing. Everybody does their tickets digitally now. We're just going to do that. Fuck this guy. Unbelievable. He's going to make it through the end of the year. This guy's too stubborn to die. All right, I'm going to hit the music. We need to hit this $65. We've missed too much this week. I mean, granted, we're 35 down, but we're 65 away from a win. If you love the show, throw us a couple of bucks. Look what I got. I did this for you. I brought the light back and it's going fucking apeshit. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Guys, gifted memberships, 5, 10s, 20s, whatever. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. Let's get a win. Only 65. We got to be able to hit these. 65 away from tonight's goal. Let's go. I need this one. I'm not gonna play it cool like the 2 we've blown so far this week. I need this W. 65 away. MSO says it's a mere bag of shells. I need the win. Let's do it. The light is... Look at that thing go, man. This is the best it's ever looked. I got the bowl. Let's make a golden shower happen. Gift a bunch of memberships. Throw a bunch of money at us. Get irresponsible. If you like the show tonight, I was in the chat all night having fun with everybody. I think you got to earn a victory. My Lost Interest says Aaron bought batteries. That should be worth $50 at least. At least. Everybody throw in 5 gifted memberships. Bottom left on the Rumble chat. Throw in some super chats and some memberships. I know, haha, Aaron's having a sense of humor. No, I'm freaking the fuck out again. Can't keep doing this. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Rally up and I can shut the fuck up. Let's go. Ah. 65 away, huh? $65 from a dub. I'm at a loss for words with how much of a loser I've been this week. Oh boy. 5 gifted memberships from 10 beers. Holy fuck, did we need that? Oh my God. I'm nipping out for that one. $50 away from today. Vince Griswold with $2. Thank you very much. 50 away. 10 memberships. Bail us out of another L. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. We need a win. 50 away. MSO says mere bag of shells. Let's find that bag of shells. Put that shit on the table. Oh, buddy. Holy shit. $50 away. Let's go. Hello? Hi. Hi, it's Aaron. I do way too many shows. My show's barely functioning because I suck ass at it. Could we get $50? Just everybody start throwing in, and we could do the 50, and we can call it another win for the toe, so I'm not another fucking colossal piece of shit. Oh, we got Erica coming up next. Hopefully we can get something going. Thank you, 10 Beer and Vince Griswold. That's very much appreciated. All right, here we go. $50, let's go. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Do you know how hard I get fucking laughed at when we do this shit? Be a fan, help me win. That's right. You got me to do it. You got me to freak out about the goal finally this week. I only had to miss forever. Let's go. Gift it. Throw it in. Let's do it. Let's notch a win here. And literally anybody. $50 away. Can we get a $5, a fucking 10? Can I get a cocksucking sandwich? Holy shit, is this a disaster? Oh, man. Come on, baby. I ain't giving up. Even if I should. Come on, let's start a rally. It's got to be starting somewhere. Oh, man. $10 from Jacob. He says, let's go over on Venmo. Come on. $40 away. Let's do this. Couple of 20 drops. Couple of 5 gifted membership drops. $40 away. Bail this piece of shit program out. 36 memberships from 700. $40 away from tonight. Please and thank you. If we did a good job, throw a couple of bucks in. This is bad. 40 away. Oh, it doesn't matter. This is getting clipped to shit. Oh, they're gonna love this one. Mike showing a little appreciation for the show with $5. Thank you very much, Mike. 35 away from tonight. Please and thank you. Can we get that 35 in? 3-5. That's what we're looking for. A 50 drop. A something. Yeah, it's just about over. Yep, we're done. 35. We missed by 35 again. Son of a bitch. Oh. Well, thank you to anybody who did contribute tonight. I do appreciate it. We're losing a lot. That's for sure. We're 500 this week. 500 so far this week. Damn it, man. Well, hopefully we have a big morning show tomorrow. We can get it all back. I'm not going to sit here and loiter and look like a loser. That was bad enough. Take it easy, guys. Have a great rest of the night. Hopefully we bounce back tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. Thank you to those of you who contributed. You are the reason this show even gets to come on every day. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow on your way out. And if you want to throw us a fucking pity dono tonight, please and thanks.